What is up, everyone? Welcome to another special edition to the Rated G podcast. I'm your host, G. Dirado. For those of you who are new here, welcome to the show. Here on the podcast, I like to sit down and talk about all things, if anything, related to art and creativity, as well as other things happening in life. And I often feature guests who are local artists, and I like to just sit down with them and have a nice chit chat. And while doing so, we talk about their art, their craft, their small business that they may be running, and we just try to help promote their brand. So if you enjoy this type of content, please be sure to follow if you're listening, subscribe if you're watching. Either way, ring that notification bell. That way you can keep up with the new uploads. If you smash that like button, leave a comment, share on your social media, all those good things will certainly help with the growth of the podcast. And and just to kind of reiterate, leaving comments, all right, to help with the algorithm, and especially if you have any questions, they can be super common, or anything related to art. All right, I'd be more than happy to address them. If you want to follow myself and my guests appearing on the show, you can just follow the links provided in the show description. And let's get after it. So I do have a guest for this episode. You may have noticed from the thumbnail or in the title. But before I bring her in, I thought I'd just do a little chit chat with you. This is something I'm doing. Hold on, let me center myself in the camera. I've noticed when I edit, I'm like off center. Anyway, I'm doing this new thing now. In case you maybe haven't tuned into any of the recent episodes, but now I'm doing this nice little catch up before I bring the guest on. And Gaston. Let's talk about last week. There were a few events this past weekend rather, and man, it's been a very social few days. And just me being naturally an extrovert, excuse me. Just I've been yearning for like a social life. So it's been really nice going out there and mingling and seeing recurring friends. Thursday night there was like this sort of happy hour with artists organized by this group called the RVA Thriving Arts. It's generally run by the people who are associated with the Artworks gallery. And once a month on like the fourth Thursday of the month, they put together these gatherings for like an hour at the brewery near them. And I've been wanting to go to these things more often. I've been to two of them, but the first time, I was kind of just nervous about going by myself because, well, quite frankly, I don't know many of like the showing artists of are at artworks. So the first time I went, I only knew one of the I don't know what her real title is, but she's one of the people that runs the gallery. And and then so when I went there, I saw her and kind of just gravitated towards her, and then met their social media guy. And I met a couple people at that night. So it was nice, but I'm like, I just like worry about whenever I do want to go. Sure enough, I'm not gonna know anybody really. Um, so I invited my homeboys. They're like, I feel I can legitimately call them my homeboys now because I've been seeing them pretty frequently. but Noah Ray, who I've mentioned a couple times on the podcast, and Matt Schmidt, who has been on the podcast. I invited them to go, and yeah, so we ended up meeting up and then met some of the other artists that were there. So it was just really nice, man. It's weird that I'm like even kind of like preaching about this, but I mean, I'm just when you're in my, when you're in my sort of situation and are as social as I am, like it's just yeah, when I'm home every day, all day, and all I get to see and talk to is my wife, which is great. But it's just nice to like hang out with other people. So like, but so that was nice, and then so that was Thursday night, and then the following night, Friday night, there was this sort of this like pre-market network event. Um, I'm I'm doing it was for this upcoming event called Creative Friends Market that Matt Schmidt had told me about. So I'm gonna be doing their event coming up, which I'll be plugging all the RVA events later. But they were hosting this pre-market thing where vendors that will be at that event and just other people will be getting together and just networking and just yeah, like just like another social gathering and so I went and I was surprised to see that Matt was also there. He was outside the venue doing some caricature um work and it caught me by surprise. Like not only was I surprised to see him there, but just coincidentally I saw Noah was there too with his girl. So it was just really, I don't know, like just seeing them two nights in a row. It's just like, oh, this is cool because like now like I don't want to like get too far ahead of myself, but it's like, all right, now things are kind of starting to feel normal for me. Like this is what I'm like used to. Uh so it was cool seeing them like unfortunately I was seeing Noah and his partner on the way out. They were leaving. They got a caricature done from Matt. So I got to see them on their way out, which was nice. And then I just kind of yeah, I just hung out with Matt. He was like, he was stationed outside, so I was just hanging out with him, shooting the shit and whatnot. I was also doing my free art scavenger hunt drop there, so um, that was fun. Someone did snag the illustration, uh, but I didn't get a tag or anything. So whatever though. Um, but so yeah, I was hanging out with him, and then I went inside, had a few drinks, and got to mingle a little bit with the people there. I did like a short interview with someone there. I don't know. I don't know what their involvement is, but whatever. Like it was just cool. Again, just being social with people, meeting new people, it was fun. Although because it was like kind of like an open bar situation, um yeah, some people were pretty lit up. I was I don't even know if I got a buzz, but I had a couple glasses of champagne and I had a shot because they did like this little toast. Um, but I was like, I don't know. I wouldn't say I was buzzed or anything, but whatever. Um, but the reason why I say that is just because I don't know. I feel like when you like interact with people, whether you're drunk and they're drunk, or they're just drunk and you're not as drunk as they are, or vice versa, it's just like you're just naturally, or really not naturally, but like you're very enthusiastic with whom you're socializing with and all this and that. So um I don't know, like basically what I'm getting at is like I don't know if they're gonna even remember me. Like I remember the people that I talked to and that I've formally met, and you know, th- they we introduced each other's names and all that. Like I actually remember the names. Um, but I don't know if they remember me because they were pretty lit up. So it's fine if I see him at the market, you know, maybe they'll remember. Who knows? I don't know. I also shouldn't judge. Like maybe they weren't as lit up, as drunk as they appeared to be. You know, I could be wrong. But anyway, regardless, it was a fun night. And then Sunday was my niece's birthday. So my brother-in-law, he had all his like Marine friends, and we had some like family friends there. Um, and I don't know why. Because like my brother-in-law, he's a former Marine, and like I don't know, when I'm like around, when I'm around his buddies, I definitely I get like I don't know, I get very anxious and I'm not gonna lie, a little emasculated just because I'm talking to these guys that these vets, man, they fucking lived and worked hard lives. So and they're like blue collar, is it blue collar workers or is it white collared? I never fully understood the concept of blue collar and white collar, but they're like just like real dudes that just work real jobs, like I don't know. Just real adults with like real life experiences, and I'm just like, "Boo, hey guys, house husband here." But like I kind of really have established like who amongst that group, like who I really get along with and who I can really talk to, have real conversations with. Um and one of them, I don't know if she was if she's a vet, but one of them is married to one of these Marine guys, and yeah, she's an artist as well. So naturally, we immediately clicked and just were talking about just the life of an artist. And in her case, she's really sort of she kind of took upon this endeavor somewhat recently. So we were just talking about, like these like beginning phases of doing this thing full time and like really like trusting and fully investing in ourselves, just working on the things we love, like, just talking shop. And it was really nice. And yeah, so um, yeah, it was just another that no that night I got pretty buzzed. I was crushing a bunch of glasses of wine. Um, but yeah, it was really fun. And what was it like the next day? Um, wait, that happened on Saturday. I don't know if I said it or not, but it happened on Saturday. I feel like I said it on Sunday. Anywho, the next day. We went back to their house because we wanted to see out, um, family and family friends. And I don't know, we were talking about work, and they're just talking about, just the whole 8 hour, 9 hour structure, work structure, and something that they said that really like I don't know, it resonated with me and was really just a relief to hear them say, because again, these are real adults with like real jobs, you know. But it was just like nice to hear them like say it, like how, like it, it's like almost nearly impossible to have like a fully productive 8 hour day. Now I'm sure, there's certain jobs where, yeah, it is like that. Um, but I don't know, like like one of them was saying, they'll have like a real, yeah, like they'll have like a real productive, 6 hours, or whatever, whatever the job is. And, like I'm here thinking like, oh, I, you know, I work at home, I'm self-employed, and I get really down on myself if I don't work hard for like 8 hours, like, and I'm not even talking about, I'm just talking about straight up like just artwork, content creating, podcasting, like all the things that I do for my business. Um, like just like, yeah, like so, I have days where I can only get like a few hours of like real productivity because some household things have to be attended to. Like, I go through my whole morning routine with the house chores or, errands or stuff like that. So sometimes like my day won't start till noon and you know, and I really try to make it a point to have a productive day until Nicole comes home because when she comes home, that's like my time to clock out usually, and then I help start dinner and whatnot and just settle in with her and just kind of catch up and recap the day. And yeah, there'll be days where I only get 3 or 4 hours of like real hard work. And then she comes home and I'm like, damn, I don't feel like I got enough done. And yeah, so hearing the family talk about, yeah, like it's just sometimes it's not possible to get, you know, to have like a full 8 hours of like just constant work. Like sometimes you get those lulls and slow parts of the day. And yeah, like that's just the reality of it. So I don't know. Again, just it was just nice to hear that from people with like like real paying jobs. Because my mind is still fixated on like, all right, I'm self-employed. I should be able to, like I'm still thinking like I'm working for somebody for like another company. Like, yeah, this is, I'm working 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. This is my regular hourly income. Like, but like I don't I really only make my money when I work at events and working on commissions. So, like, and that's just my reality that I know that's my reality, but I guess when I start comparing myself to like other people that have different work situations, and that's when I just start losing my security, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, overall, it was a nice weekend, and I'm just hopefully there'll be more. And I feel like there is gonna be more of that. I got some things planned coming up, and socially wise, it's nice. So, um, what else? Uh, oh, so something that uh caught my attention. The one night Nicole was scrolling through her Instagram reels and then she came across this video um taken from one of those the VR conventions. And I saw like part of the clip. It was like actually what I've seen before, and I saw some more stuff that I guess was taking place at that same convention. And there's like this new gamer's microphone where it's like this contraption that you put over your mouth and it completely blocks out the sound of your voice. Like it just blocks you out. So I guess like if you're having like a real intense game session and you're either raging or just you're excited and you're yelling, you're you're talking to like the players, like I relate when I used to heavily play Left 4 Dead online with my buddies. Excuse me. Them shits would get so intense. So I totally get it. I understand the use of it, the benefits from it, but I I couldn't help but notice the similarities to um of that the mouth the microphone contraption to that of my painting. One of my personal favorites. It's called The Three Subjects, and I've talked about this several times on the podcast. It's sort of like a dark twist to the Three Wise Monkeys. So instead of the Three Wise Monkeys, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. I've turned it into this dystopian world where it's now you are seeing evil, hearing evil, and in terms of like speak no evil, you have no voice, right? No one can hear your suffering. And that's the thing, like in the painting, you can see the contraption on the man's mouth. It's like this. I made it's all right. Well, I'll make sure I include I'll cut to it, but each victim, right, each subject, the devices that are on them, they actually kind of they resemble hands. So on the See No Evil, it looks like a hand just covering the eyes, and for Hear No Evil, it's a woman and she's got like these headphones basically, but they're shaped as hands. And then for the Speak No Evil part, it's the hands over the mouth, like like this, right? And I just thought like, wow, that's quite interesting because I've never seen anything like this thing until very recently, and I'm like, wow, what a coincidence. And like, so again, like I understand the purpose for it, right? It's for gaming so that you're not disturbing you know, your roommate, your partner, or your neighbors when you're gaming. You got this mouthpiece on. But me being an overthinker and just always thinking like, what if? And I'm thinking, okay, like now, what if they turn this into something more than just the use for gaming? Like, I don't know. So like I'm going down like this dark route of like, all right, now like this device can turn into something where like, kind of just like taking away people's voices, like no like so like especially in a hostage situation, right? And you don't you don't have to just put the tape on their mouth anymore to shut them up. Now you just put this mouth contraption that will absorb, just cancel out the noise that you're making with your mouth. And that's like where my mind went to. And I mean, that's essentially what I was trying to convey in my painting. It's like if you look at it, there's like these contraptions that it kind of looks like I mean, it's how you want to interpret it, but it's like it's basically just kind of sucking the air out of your mouth and it's injecting things so, you know, to to sedate or whatever. Um but I mean like yeah, like what if it goes what if it goes down that route? Who knows? So I was just like, it certainly piqued my interest. I'm like, oh shit, this this could turn into something uh yeah, this could turn into something else. Maybe in the long run, right? It doesn't have to be within the next year, the next 2, 5, 10 years. This could be like, during this could, go as far as like, like real the player Ready Player One, right? Like it's it can go as far distant into the future as that, but like time flies, so who knows? You know, that's that's like my new motto. Who knows? But yeah, I just thought that was very interesting. Um, and the last thing I want to talk about, um, was this dream that I had last night. Quite I don't want to say vivid, but like it was certainly interesting. I don't know if my subconscious was trying to tell me something or just I don't know. Like cuz I guess I'll try to break down the dream as best as I can. Um it kind of started off and like these like things randomly happened and like the transitions from one scene to another, like I can't explain it, like I can't connect those dots. All I can do is just give you the main takeaways from this dream, right? So it kind of starts off like I don't know, Nicole was somewhere and I had to, for whatever reason, I had to drive both of our cars home, right? So like so I'm and like the way I remember it too is it's just very odd. So like I'm driving my car, I guess to her car. I get in her car and then I take that. But somehow like both our cars are with me where I like left my car on the shoulder of the road and then took her car. Or was it vice versa? I I was like I was juggling two cars basically. And when I remember I left her car somewhere so I can get my car back home, I think, or to the destination or whatever. I had to leave her car aside and then it went missing. And then it turned into this whole scene where I'm just like trying to figure out like what's going on. And then I actually sort of caught the perpetrator, right? He was going back into the car, and then I'm like confronting him. It was weird. And then like some other bystander came in, and like it was just odd because like they kind of seemed familiar. Like I feel like I recognize this person. Um, and she was like defending me, and then so that was that. Then it jumps to this like um this big like I don't it was basically like a I don't like another like event. It was like an art market slash festival. It was like this big thing, and I got word that Nicole's car ended up there. Right, so we both go there together. She's with me now. We go to this place. I guess like I asked somebody or I came across someone who also seemed familiar. I don't know how, because like in real life, I don't know anyone that like this girl had like a fang. She had one fang. But for some odd reason in the dream, I thought she was familiar. So we encounter her and she happens to be one of the vendors. She's about to go set up her table. She takes us with her and leads us to the car. So we got to the car and then we saw this woman like setting up her table with her partner. And then we kind of leave, but somehow me and Nicole are separated. And then I'm like just left out there strolling around with my with my hand truck with my things for an event, like as if I'm gonna be a vendor either at that event or at another event. So now I'm walking like this is like another jump too. So now I'm walking around with my hand truck, with my bins, and I'm lost. And it was weird because like at some point I realized I'm like, oh, I'm in New Zealand. So I'm in another country, strolling along with my hand truck, trying to find this venue that I'm supposed to be a vendor at. And along the way, I I find myself walking through what what seemed like a um oh gee, like it seemed like a store, like a shop inside of a like a museum or something. And I accidentally knock over this sculpture and it breaks. And I'm like freaked out because I'm like, oh shit, like I'm in another country and I just broke an item in a in a art store or whatever. So I flee the scene. I'm like I'm just like dragging my cart out as fast as I can without getting caught. And I flee the scene and I'm back to just trying to find find this venue that I'm supposed to be at. And then I come across some people on the streets that know how to get there. Um, and it was weird because like there's one interaction I remember where I'm talking to these folks that don't speak English. And what they are speaking, like I can't even like I don't even know what they were speaking, right? So there's a language barrier between us. And then they come across some Kiwis, which are, people that live in New Zealand. They call themselves Kiwis. Fun fact, in case you didn't know. So I'm talking to these other Kiwis on the street, and they kind of like, well, one had like very broken English, and the other one was like, I was able to talk to him more. And like they kind of lead me to a certain point that leads to the venue. And and what's weird, right? Because like visually it was kind of like a video game where it's like an open world video game, like an RPG. And you know how like sometimes you might have like the map on the bottom corner, or like you press a button and the map will kind of like show up on your screen so you can see where you are and see how far you are from your destination. Like I was seeing glimpse of that as I'm venturing through wherever I was. So I'm talking to these guys and then I'm like previewing the map, see where I'm at. And I'm like, okay, I'm this far away from the destination. Okay, this is where I need to go. Anywho, so they lead me somewhere and I just take another route by myself and I'm just going through like these like alleyways and tunnels to get to this destination. And then suddenly I'm awake, right? Like I don't even think I reached the destination. And I was like, man, what the fuck was that? And I'm thinking, I'm like, wow, if I were to title this dream, I would call it The Lost Art Vendor. That's right. I know, right? It kind of sounds like what? The Last Airbender? The Lost Art Vendor. And that's what it felt like, really. Like I was just I'm an art vendor that had to be at some event that I could not find. And I'm like thinking, so again, going back to like why I think my subconscious was trying to say something, I feel like it's just revealing like how sort of lost I feel like in this community right now. Um, in terms of like, you know, the events that I'm booked with right now and other events that I've applied for but haven't gotten any word yet whether or not they accepted my application or not, and just things that have happened at the beginning of this year. So I'm just like there's a lot of like uncertainty that is lingering in my subconscious, I guess. And it really just showed itself in this wicked dream. Because like, and I'm gonna get into the plug soon, but I got a couple events coming up and I'm very unsure about the outcome um just because of the marketing and whatnot. Like I just don't, 'cause a lot of these times these events are hit or miss. And if you're lucky, you break even. So I guess that's just like my anxiety, showing. It's like, all right, like I can only hope that I can at least break even at these newer events that I'm gonna be starting off next month with. Um, so yeah, it was very odd, but anywho, I hope that was entertaining for you. Um, like I said in the beginning, I do have a special guest. She's a returning guest making her fourth appearance. So, yeah, I'm going to take a little break. In the meantime, enjoy this fake ad, and we will be back with my guest. So, catch you in a bit. When it comes to pairing barbecue sauce with my steak, Stubbs is the finest choice there is. Get a taste of Stubbs' legendary barbecue sauce. Get a taste of life. Ew! I completely forgot to do my plugs for the upcoming events happening in Richmond. All right, so real quick for those who are local audience members, on April 13th, I am going to be at Mainline Brewing for the Filipino American Association of Central Virginia. It's a membership drive from 6 to 12. So I will be there doing the thing. And on April 20th, 420, I will be with the Creative Friends Market and at Chesterfield. Uh, what is the time for that? I don't know, actually. But anyway, moving on. April 27th, the last weekend of April, I will be at the Diamond Stadium for the pop-up RVA market. So those are the events that I'll be at if you want to come out and support. If you can't make it, you got the plans, no worries. You can shop online at the Art of G Torado square site. Everything I sell at these markets, I sell online, so do not fret. And also, I want to give you guys a heads up. You know, Mother's Day is in May and Father's Day is in June. So, uh, I am open for commissions. So if you want to do something nice for your parents or for your caretakers, I will be offering commissions for those special occasions. If it's your first time booking with me, you get an automatic 10% discount. Shipping and handling are included on the price. And, you know, if you're working with a budget, I'm always open to work with you, especially with payment options, payment arrangements. So, yeah, if you are interested and you have some more questions, feel free to send me a DM on social media at Art of G Torado, or you can send me an email at artofgtorado@gmail.com. All right. So there you have it. Now let's get back to the show. So joining me once again is my dear friend and fellow artist, the one and only Nicole Acey.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, how are you doing?
It's been like it's crazy. It's been
It's been a
like two
minute.
years, I think, since we did this. I believe so.
It's been a while. Yeah,
It
lots
has been
happened.
a while. And I hate, I hate the way I feel like the like Instagram is so cutthroat with algorithms that it's like, God forbid if I don't see, a few of your posts, like you're cut out. Like
Yeah,
I won't see you
yeah.
again
You don't exist.
unless
You're
I
done.
like something. If I don't like anything or even just like if I don't look at a story, I feel like you're out of the
Mhm.
rotation. It's like, all right,
Yeah.
Instagram's like, oh, okay, you don't care about her anymore, huh? And it's like, no, I just
They're like, oh, you hate this person? Got it. Got it. That's what I
yeah.
miss about MySpace. MySpace, you could like pick that top eight, and they were always there for you. So
Yeah.
didn't
Well,
forget
the
them.
world, it's just it'd be so hard to do top eight, right? I mean, I don't
Oh, for
know.
sure.
Yeah, I would say for me it'd
For
be
sure.
so hard because then I'd be like, am I gonna split it with four local people and then like 4 other people from Philly or Jersey.
Right. Do you make it friends or like people you admire or like,
Yeah.
goals or something? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be dope.
But yeah, bring me up to speed, homie. Like what what you been up to?
Yeah. So I moved. I'm in a new
Okay.
place. I've got a lot more plants now. You can see. Look at all these plants.
I'm not
I got
surprised.
more too. I could like bring them on screen. I impulse bought some frogs. Got 2 frogs. They're
Oh.
aquatic frogs. Yeah, it's like a thing now. Apparently, some kind of company is raising and selling these frogs randomly at like hardware stores. Because I looked it up. Because I was like, why are these frogs at the hardware store? I'm not the only person that was suckered into it. But they come in like a little cube, like this big, and the instructions are like, you can totally keep them in here. No, they need like 1 to 2 gallons per little frog. So because
Well,
they're aquatic, they say they're aquatic.
how small are they?
I don't know. I'd pick you up and show you over there, but it'll just shake in them.
Uh
Not they're
they're
tiny.
like
They're not as big as my hand. They're like
okay.
this big, like spread out.
That's that's pretty cool though. I don't know.
Yeah, they're cute. And anyway, I got obsessed with that randomly and got them like a free tank off of Facebook Marketplace. Thank you, Facebook Marketplace. Um, Tanks are expensive.
Yeah,
But
no,
yeah, and
I
you don't want
agree.
to just throw that away. So
We've been getting
that
our
was really cool.
furniture
So
from there, so I totally get it.
it's a great resource. It's a
Yeah.
great resource, especially now that thrift stores are so overpriced.
Yeah, my wife is on it constantly, just looking at furniture and nightstands and this and that. It's just like, and every time she's
I
like,
love
"Oh,
that.
what do you think of these for the living room or for your podcast room?" I'm like, "Yeah, those are good. Like for 2 of those, yeah, why not?" And then like the next day, what about these? I'm like, wait, I thought we were okay with this. Like, there's just always options, and I become so indecisive once you start giving me options. I'm like, whatever's cheap. So
Well, I mean, thankfully, when you're doing it like that, usually you don't have to just do exactly what's cheapest because they're usually comparably priced. That's the
yeah,
good part.
that's true. I mean, yeah, you're right. But well, congrats on your new home. Um,
Yeah, thank you. I
are
fucking
you
love it.
are you still in Trenton?
No, no, and I was never like actually in Trenton. I just did a lot of stuff there.
Oh, did we? Oh, okay. I don't
I was
know.
like always outside of it because I'm from South Jersey,
Right.
and what?
No, I was just saying. I guess maybe I never. I don't know. I'm trying to like call back to the
Yeah, I never
times
actually
I lived.
lived there.
What's that?
I never actually lived there.
Okay. I don't know if I ever knew that. I think I always assumed that you just because yeah, like you said, you
This is just
do a
like,
lot of work there. And
yeah.
okay.
Well, yeah, so I am actually from New Jersey, and I was born in Trenton. That is on
Okay.
my birth certificate, uh, but I never actually lived there
Okay. All right. I guess I
because
just made that assumption. That's a
I
bad
love
habit.
Jess so much, and I was always doing stuff with Jess.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Hmm.
Um, no, no, she's cool. I mean,
Yeah.
you're still in touch with her and everything.
Oh my God, yeah, I'm gonna see her like a weekend or something from now. We're gonna go to a drag brunch in the city, I think.
Nice.
Because my birthday's coming up. It's
Oh,
my birthday. Next Thursday.
oh, next Thursday. Oh shit. Okay, well, happy early birthday. Yeah.
Yeah. Happy
Woo-hoo.
birthday to me. I'm an Aries, so everyone knows.
Are you still teaching? I think you were te
Yeah,
Okay, nice. And how's
it's it's a lot.
yeah.
I really love it though. I really, really, really love it. And honestly, it's been really good for me as an artist too, which I don't think I was predicting that to be a thing as much as it is.
Hmm.
Um, I'm trying to articulate. I literally pre-thought about a couple of things that I did want to mention, and this was one of them about how teaching has helped me be a better artist, but I don't remember.
Well, did it teach
We'll
you how to
try to
be an
see.
artist? Is it about like the art language or just terms of like tools or technique or
I
color?
think I think part of it's like, well, yeah, having to like revisit fundamental things and like having to lead new people, like people that are new to art, because it's been, it's been so long since I've been new to art. And to have to like, I don't know, retread all that ground with students because obviously we're going through it, so I'm doing it myself as well. I don't
Mm,
know, maybe something about that, or maybe just the way that you have to find so many different modes to communicate through, because not everyone's a visual learner, and
right.
it's fucking art. So
Mm.
it's tough. And I feel like having that like compassion for students is a lot easier than having it for myself as an artist.
Okay. Well,
And noticing that led me to some interesting places, I feel like.
yeah. And I can imagine sort of like vicariously like you get to witness your students kind of like have that like aha moment with the craft and be like and like you get to see them like genuinely start enjoying the process and maybe there's a little bit of that too, something that kind
Oh
of
yeah,
yeah.
that's my favorite thing is watching is when you're teaching it and they finally do get it and they have that moment and you're both there to do that and they're like, yes. And I'm like, yeah, yeah, that's the thing. And they're like, that's the thing. Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, that's my favorite.
That's awesome. I resonate with that too, to a certain degree. Like, I mean, when I was teaching drawing at Michael's, um, there was definitely that sense of enjoyment. Like, what I mean, I taught kids, and just seeing them becoming excited for just being able to draw something they didn't think they could draw. Drawing faces
Mhm.
or like whatever the lesson was, but just seeing that excitement of like, oh, and when their parents would come pick them up and they're like, look what I drew. Like there was definitely like it was nice to experience. But on the other hand, I there was also a lot of that anxiety of probably like the um what's the word? Imposter syndrome. Like, I'm not a fucking teacher. Like, and like, like I make up my own rules sometimes. Like, I don't fully, follow all of the foundational steps and whatever. So
Yeah,
a lot of that. But then I just figure, at the end of the day, if like my students are happy with what they achieved, and like I'm not gonna argue that.
I think that's a lot of what it's about. It's not just
Yeah.
about, teaching curriculum, although that, it is, but because I teach at like a nonprofit private school, that isn't as strictly dictated by the state or whatever. So I have so much more flexibility in what I teach and like the order that I teach it and how I go about it, which is just so amazing and necessary, I think, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, there's been a few moments I considered looking into adjunct teaching, like
What'd you say?
position.
What
A-
teaching?
I think the term is adjunct teaching.
Oh, adjunct. Yeah.
Right?
I
Yeah,
like a
but
university or college. Yeah.
yeah, but again, just like that insecurity of like, who am I? Like,
Yeah.
like just not having like the
Yeah.
proper credentials or whatever. Yeah, so I don't
I
know.
think that's a big thing for a lot of us. I mean, a lot of people in general, but definitely creative people. I mean, I always feel like I've had a huge streak of I'm fucking amazing, but it definitely has been balanced out by a huge streak of ooh, ooh, I kind of suck. Like I'm really not not that great, and it's been a really like challenging battle between the two of them, and I often feel like we undervalue ourselves. Like the job I have now, I never would have applied to if they hadn't directly invited me to apply to it.
Mm,
So
right. Yeah.
the takeaway for me there is we just need to fucking go for it.
Yeah. I agree
Who cares?
100%.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we in art we definitely talk a lot about like how you make failures and you just got to keep going. Like we fail a lot. That's what art is sometimes, just fucking it up. And I definitely realize I don't as readily apply that to everything else in my life.
Mm,
And I wanted to.
yeah. I think sort of like what you were saying before about like, if someone's just not is not like a visual learner, so then you gotta like verbalize the how to. Like
Yeah,
I'm not good at that. So
I'm not.
I can just like see my frustration and like my impatience starting to like surface and like I mean, this is all just like hearsay, but I mean, I just yeah. So like there's a lot of that like personal stuff. Like I don't want that to show in in front of my students. And like sure, the anxiety will start kicking in because like, oh, my students aren't understanding what I'm trying to say, and then start sweating profusely. It's a mess.
Well, no, because those moments
Yeah.
suck.
Yeah.
Like they absolutely happen too. It's not like, and I'm not gonna let like I'm pretty good at my job. Like, but like those moments absolutely happen because nobody's out here doing any of this perfectly. And
Absolutely.
there's always communication barriers. Hmm?
And I mean I mean I say this all the time, but it's like the more you do it, the better you get, right? And you can apply that
Oh,
to anything. So again, I'm just like saying these things like who knows? I maybe by now I might be better at it and those things may not happen, but I don't know if I'm going to put myself in that position to find out yet.
well, I think it's about being okay with it if that happens.
Yeah.
That's kind of what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Like being okay with it not going perfectly because it's not gonna. And I'll tell you one thing, like it definitely has taught me a lot about patience and holy shit, because I never thought I had so much patience.
Mm,
But that's such a big part of it. And just like you're saying, like you don't want the students to see if you like recognize it's not going well or something like that. But like we're also teaching them how to be people. Like that's so much about it. And I do feel like growing up, like I had anger issues and impatient issues, and I feel like I people just tell me to handle that shit, but they wouldn't explain to me how, show
mm,
me how. And so I think this is actually part of it, is part of the thing, like adults being honest about the fact that, you know, I get impatient. I get frustrated at class sometimes. Not not like often. Every once in a while, I'm like, all right, whew, we're all gonna we're all gonna take a moment. Or maybe breathe. Or sometimes if I'm really getting close to it, just one time I just had to sit down while everyone was talking, while I was trying to talk, and I was just like, I just need a minute before I even open my mouth again.
Actually,
But
yeah, no, I think you're right though. Like, y- yeah, like when you're not, most often you're not just teaching the students about the thing, it's also how to handle the failed attempts when things aren't working out. That's like actually like
yeah,
that's yeah, I've never really actually considered that till just now, till you said that, and like that's so true because if I'm just kind of looking at it like how I would naturally go about it. I'd probably try to use my sense of humor, as a coping mechanism to be like, well,
It's a
that
good
sucked, and
help.
then like, and just try to like alleviate the situation for the student to be like, yeah, well, this happens, guys. Like, you're gonna have to erase, or you're just gonna have to just clear the canvas. Yeah, that's so true. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's awesome though. Um,
So
but so with like the teaching, because I have my buddy Nick. He's a art teacher as well, and often, if not every time he's on here, we talk about the balance, right? The balance from work and what your passion, or just uh,
like
teaching art and then creating your own art, let's say. Like we always have that kind of discussion. So you being in that same position, like, do you have that dilemma where you put so much of your efforts and your energy into teaching your students that you are barely left with any of like that inspiration or drive to work on something of your own, like any personal projects?
um it doesn't affect like my drive like specifically or like my inspiration. If anything, it helps give me ideas, but I'm energy wise I'm tapped.
Right.
Not just because I'm teaching, but because I also I'm taking a class right now too. I had to finish like two classes for my official cert. Like I had a temporary cert because I had all the credits for the thing that I teach,
Yeah.
but I didn't have enough actual education credits. So, I'm teaching during the day, and I'm still a new teacher, so I'm still really coming up with a lot of the ideas that I run, and how to run them and stuff like that. So that with work and class, I'm
Yeah.
just trying to like take care of myself as a human.
Yeah, of
That's
course.
been tough, and I still have taken a couple commissions, so
Mm.
I have not had enough time for my own art, but I am inspired and I do have ideas brewing, and I do passively make art pretty much every single day at work.
Mm.
So even if it's not towards like, like a shining masterpiece or like a whole thesis of a show exactly at the moment, like
Yeah, you're
I'm still
still creative.
making stuff. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's like it's adding to something. Like I do feel like, especially because I'm gonna have the summer off. Like, and I have these ideas. I've been making a lot of lists and expanding on them, and I'm excited to have that time to see where it goes.
Mm. True. Yeah.
Yeah,
Are you still using your whiteboard?
yeah. I was just looking at it. I actually, yeah, my peel and stick wall
Yeah,
whiteboard I
yeah, yeah.
actually bought before when I moved. Um, so I have several throughout the apartment.
Okay.
Um, yeah, and they're amazing because I have fucking ideas all the time, and I don't have to hold on to them at all, like little balloons. I'm terrified of letting go,
Mm.
and because I'm not gonna remember them. I'm gonna let them go. They're gonna be gone forever. They're gonna clog up the ocean. So I gotta write them down.
Well, I guess that's the beauty of it, right? It's like I guess the worst case scenario is that if your regular job, whatever it is draining that energy and that time away from making art, but at least you have all these ideas
Hmm.
written down, stored somewhere, that like when that time comes, it's like, you know,
Yeah,
I already know. It's just a matter of choosing which thing to start with, as opposed to like, now you have the time to sit there and be like, huh, what can it's like, no, I have
yeah.
everything laid out in front of me. I just gotta, pick and choose, you know. So that's good. At least you have ideas that you can work on.
That's a really good point, and I actually had thought about that before, and
Uh,
I'm gonna have to write that down. Actually, I'm just panicking about that. I don't know if you saw my face, like when you said that, because I had not considered the fact that yes, you're absolutely right. I need to prioritize before summer gets here, or I'm gonna fuck up.
Yeah. I mean, because I've had that issue once or twice until I actually just started, I have notes on my phone of like new pieces. I have like my art series that I'm exhibiting. So I'm always writing down new ideas to add to it for another exhibit or whatever. Like I'm just always, like yourself, I'm always having ideas, but like now I'm like, hey,
Yeah,
let's just write them down. Fucking, and if I'll get to it when I get to it.
yeah. I mean, that's what you
Yeah.
got to do. Otherwise, you're gonna go nuts trying
Yeah.
to chase. I mean, do you just yeah? Do you have yeah? Like as a creative person, do you just have like you just have like ideas, like a little tap, like they
Yeah,
just
I'll
like a
I'll
leaky tap. They just yeah.
I'll show you. It's a lot for me, but so um oop,
Let's get in real close here.
yeah. So like
I can
all
see my
these
reflection in your phone from the.
so these are all ideas from like
Nice, nice,
fan art to then I
nice,
got like written out stuff for my original pieces, like the messaging behind it and all that.
nice. All right, well, don't give away all your golden ideas. I'm like trying to cover your phone.
No, it's
Don't tell me
fine.
your golden ideas there.
Nah, don't you worry. I'm not worried.
There's just so
Um,
many. Now, question
yeah.
though. Here's the real shit. How many of them are money focused, and how many of them are for personal exploration there?
Good question.
If we're being like very, very honest, you know? Because as artists, that's like
I guess
so
I'll say like the fan art, which they're probably more of just because they're easier to come up with.
and I
Um,
really like your fan art.
Thank you. Well, like
But
I'm doing, now I'm just trying to do more. I don't know, like if I'm just doing straight up fan art, that's like, I don't know, they're kind of like quickies for me, but like I try to like do something more than just like fan art. So like I've had a couple of like crossover, like the last couple of digital illustrations I put out, like those are kind of like a bit thought out more. Like these
Mhm, mhm.
character mashups or crossovers is what I like to call them. So
Okay.
those are kind of like money grabbers, but like they're
Yeah.
hopeful, you know. But like
Well, they
those are
make
the
people
ones like
happy.
yeah, so like those are the ones like I would like to sell at the events.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
yeah, there's definitely more of those than like my personal stuff. But I don't know, like my I guess if you want to call it subject matter or theme or whatever, it's like it is kind of all over the place. So, I got the pop art, fan art, I have my dystopian art, and then like I actually have like another series that I kind of started and then took a pause because like I'm doing the exhibit for the dystopian stuff, but like I have like these food portrait paintings that I started doing. So it's like I
I
just
don't think
been
I've seen
like
those.
yeah, I've done a few of them, and like one of them got me like an honorable mention at a group exhibit. So like um yeah,
That's cool.
I'm just like collecting food selfies, and they're not just like any food selfies, like they're food that I eat. Like it's corny as fuck, but I'm thinking of call if I can get an exhibit for it, I want to call the series the food court, and it's just like
I love that. No, that's so
everything that
cute.
I eat, whether it's like homemade or like, I have like New Zealand dishes that I want to paint and just like local food here. So it's just like the timing. So it's like when I have the time to get to it or
Yeah.
to shift
Yeah.
the focus, that's the thing. So but yeah,
Always about time.
yeah. So and that's like the tough part is like, trying to run this business and I really only make my money doing events and commissions. And it's been a very slow first quarter for me. So I'm just kind of like, ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been just, yeah, I don't know. This year has been it's been a rough start for me. So I just been really keeping to myself and just
Well, you got
focusing on
it.
my craft. Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine making a run at just living off selling my artwork. So, I
Yeah.
teach these kids.
I'm
But I
yeah.
do surprisingly really like teaching the kids. That was lucky.
Well, that's the thing. Like as long as you enjoy it, right? And like that's the thing. Like you know,
Mhm.
as much of as a hustle as it is, I don't know, I still love it. And like I've been kind of actually I've been doing this like online course thing, this like academy thing for artists to grow their business. So I've been learning a lot from that. That's why like if you go on my page or see any of my content, it's like very it's like well, I don't know if you can tell, but there's like I'm trying to imply hooks and stuff in there. It's like I'm trying to
That's
like
cool.
I'm really trying to grow something, like just grow an audience, to connect with my audience, figure out who my audience is too. So there's a lot of like deep learning into like why I make the stuff I make and how I want to like serve that to my audience. So it's been a journey for sure, but your boy's got to make money too. So that's the end game. Hopefully the end game is like building a successful business out of it. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's a learning process.
Man. Man, if only all of us could, duct tape a banana to a wall and sell it for hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Right?
If only we were all of us were that talented.
Yeah, and like something I've been reminding myself too is just like, man, I didn't go to, I didn't go to school for this. I went to school for animation. Like I don't know any of this shit starting
Mhm.
off. And so I just like I think like you were saying before, kind of like we just gotta be a little more sort of forgiving of ourselves and like we're all learning. So yeah.
Passion is like really hard, especially, especially like self compassion. I really hadn't thought about it a lot before I started teaching.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, yeah, I guess I'm kind of hard on myself. I'm so fucking like brutal on myself at times. And it's like, hey, I gotta fucking chill.
Yeah. Yeah, I've realized that as well about myself. And it came down to, for me at least, is that I mean, damn, like throughout high school and college, I just fucked around a lot, really. Like I was just, I was like I was just always about just partying and hanging out and just,
Yeah.
now seeing like the circumstances from that. Um consequences. I'm like, all right, we gotta fucking buck up now, and so that's
Use those
why at least I'm hard on myself. It's like, all right, you've been fucking around for way too long.
well, I mean, I think doing something with kindness for yourself is different than just giving yourself allowance to completely fuck off, And it is hard when you flip the switch from not doing enough at all to really trying to do it. Like it is hard to find that balance again. So
Yeah, and like, I swung real hard. And it's like, maybe step back a little bit. Pull your punches a little bit. And it's like this is a gradual
yeah,
process. So
gotta be nicer.
yeah,
Gotta be
and
nicer with.
just being also like because I talk about this a lot, being in a marriage where like your partner is the one that's pulling a lot of the weight, but I often have check-ins with my wife, and she's like, yeah, well, I knew what I was getting into, like this is like your thing, and so there is that I have to often like remind myself. It's like, all right, like there is an understanding here. It's like you don't have to be so harsh. So yeah.
Yeah, I think as long as you're like checking in and like being actually communicative about it, which I think that sounds so great. People need to hear that. Communicate with your partners, everybody. Like, come on, talk.
Communication is key for sure.
Enough, not
Yeah.
enough people talk, and they just keep things to themselves and let it brew. I think difficult. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been guilty of that, so I can't. I'm not trying to like point fingers,
Like,
but yeah, communication is so important. Oh my god, communication is so important. So.
um, so besides the teaching and everything, like what else has been going on? You want to get into your
Yeah,
plants?
yeah. Like
Because it
I
looks
need
like
to.
there is more from what I can remember. I mean, from the setup you had a couple years
Well, I
ago.
have more space now. I
Yeah.
have more windows with the new move, so we'll do all of it. I wish I could just pick you up and take you over there, but
Yeah, but with like the lighting you have, like I don't know, I feel like I'm in like Poison Ivy's lair
this
or
is a
something.
great light. I got this on Amazon. I don't know what it is, but it has like a timer and these little spaghetti arms, and it's a clip.
Oh.
Ooh, I won't show it the thing. So yeah, I feel like I'm trying to sell you this lamp. I'm not. It's just really cool. You can adjust it,
I feel like I'm watching like an infomercial or something. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I dig that.
and you can lower it,
Oh shit.
raise it, and yeah, set it on a timer. Hold on, not too bright. I don't want it shouting at me.
Yeah, yeah.
There we go. That's too bright. Okay.
Cool. Yeah,
All right. So
my homegirl here, Twist, her name's Twist. She's yeah, she works at a plant farm, I think it's called, or a plant nursery or something like that.
oh yeah,
Yeah, so like yeah, at her house, like yeah, she's got all these like big ass plants and shit. Like I'm sure you guys would get along talking about plants and stuff, but
I
that's
do
what it
love big
reminded me
plants,
of.
and I
Yeah.
cannot lie. Yeah, you should. She got an Instagram where she posts about plants or something, because I will
Yeah.
follow that
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah, and she often will like when she's at work, she'll sometimes like just post pictures of like the flowers and plants that she's taking care of and moving and stuff. Um,
That's amazing. I
yeah.
love plants.
Yeah, and like
I want all the information.
my wife's trying to like work on her green thumb and like keep plants alive. And she's doing okay, but yeah.
What she got? What's she working with?
I don't know.
You
I
got to
don't
know these things, sir.
me? I don't
Well, if you're telling me about it, how dare you? Now she's got to wonder. So this is
uh,
one of my fancy plants
mm,
that was a baby. It's still a baby. It was brand new last year. I got it. It's a Thai monstera, so it's still very, very small, but it's a monstera, so it's gonna get like
huge.
yeah, and it's gonna get the slits in the leaves. But because it's a Thai constellation, it's fancy because it's gonna keep the speckling on it. What is that? What is that? Variegation? I forgot the word. Because
Uh,
like there's other ones, and they got like the big white patches, like they kind of look more like this, which people
oh,
like.
okay. Hmm.
But that variety, the patches can disappear and not come back.
Oh,
So yeah, it's just like a random thing. It's like I think it's like based off the leaf above it, because each leaf, I don't know if you can see, each leaf grows out of the one before. So like on that variety, some for some reason the leaf like changes the next one somehow. I don't even know. And then I got this beautiful plant, which I feel like
ooh.
is a snake. I feel like we should describe this for the people that are just listening to this if they're not watching. This plant is its tendrils about as tall as I am. It's beautiful. It's this. Makes me feel like I live in a jungle.
Yeah, it actually
So,
reminds me of that resin piece that you were working on back in the day.
yes, I often think about plants when I'm like plants were involved in the inspiration of those. So
Yeah. Ah.
Great catch there.
Yeah,
And so yeah, this is a pothos. There's like a bunch of different types of pothos, and I suggest this type for all beginners. That's just one variety. It's got like heart-shaped leaves. And it's pretty friendly, so it's hard to murder. And this is actually also a pothos, but it's like this beautiful lime green color.
it's very vibrant.
Yeah, fun. It's beautiful. This plant is great because like you just snip it somewhere between nodes and put it in some water, and it'll give you a copy of that plant,
Huh.
and
So
it'll just
that's
keep
it.
growing.
So like, see, that's the thing, right? Because every time someone recommends a plant for my wife, they're like, yeah,
Mhm.
these are hard to kill. Man, I'll tell you, she finds a way.
Well, I'll tell you, I definitely the majority number one like mistake that plant owners make, like beginners, is they over tend to it. So they overwater it. A
Yeah,
lot of plants don't need to be watered like twice a week.
so there's definitely been those cases, and then I think there's other cases where like I guess like again I can't identify any of these plants, but I guess there was one that was getting too much sun and it just like dried the fuck out. Um
You
or
got good windows. This is another pothos. It's the same
uh
plant that I just showed you.
well now that we have more windows, yeah, I think that was just the one case is that this one plant just yeah, for whatever reason. I mean, I don't know again. I don't I
Sorry, I
can't.
just like these leaves. I'm showing you like my favorite leaf on this plant while you're talking. Look at this one. Because fun fact, the white patches, they don't photosynthesize in the white areas because there's no chlorophyll there.
They are
So,
pretty though.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So like literally, you could foolproof this because you can grow this in water. So
Oh, damn.
just get one of these and put it in water,
Okay.
and then you can forget about it for a significant portion of time.
Huh. All right.
And they do. They'll survive even in like medium to kind of low lighting, but
Hmm.
they'll handle brighter lighting.
Yeah,
So
now that we have a yard where, well, I shouldn't even say we're, but Nicole would like to start growing veggies too. Like that'd be really cool, being able to have our own
do it. Now's the
vegetable.
perfect time to. Well, wait. What's? I always forget where you live.
We're in Richmond, Virginia.
So yeah, just check
So
your zones. Do it. Some of them, just pick the easiest ones to grow in your area. Here's some peas. I teach.
oh.
I do gardening at the school, so
Oh.
we yeah,
Uh,
peas, which I didn't realize before I planted it, but I should have. The peas that we eat, the actual peas, those are the seeds. Yeah, I
mm,
never really thought about that.
hmm.
So
I don't think I really made that connection either.
I got the seed packet and we opened it up. Me and the students are like, "Are these peas?" I'm like, "Yeah, that makes sense."
Yeah, well, her sister grows their own vegetables and she like grows berries and all this stuff. So, um, yeah, like
Love some good berries
she has a go-to person like to learn some stuff too. I mean,
for
and
the
then
info and
yeah, and like because like also like the way like how the sun hits our house too, like it's always hitting the front, so there's a lot to consider of like where would be a good place to actually start vegetation. Um,
yeah,
but
because you need full sun for vegetables, so that's going to be at minimum 6 hours.
yeah, so that's probably going to be the most challenging, but yeah, we'll see what happens. She's also considering growing a little, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Which is funny
I
because
have
she doesn't
heard.
use, I'm the only one, so I'm like, this is really, if
Mhm.
this works out, this is only gonna benefit me.
I mean, um, I've heard some nice things about that.
Yeah.
That it's not too difficult.
Oh no, yeah.
And then
We did this cannabis festival and there was a vendor next to us that had like one of these like smaller growing tents, and she was just so fascinated by the whole mechanism of it, where it just she's like, huh, maybe I'll give it a try. I'm like, all right. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but
She have the ADHD just collecting. She's just collecting these new hobbies.
I don't know, I don't think so. If it were between us, I'm probably the one that might have ADHD.
Not that normal people can't collect hobbies. I just
No. No, but
sounds
she's
very familiar.
I don't know, I guess it's just like because it's so outside of her career, I guess. I don't know.
Hmm.
It's like yeah, I don't know. She just maybe just like the idea or the aspiration to, develop her green thumb in general. She's like, "Oh, if this is easy enough, I'll give that a try." So,
Yeah,
we
that's
shall see.
awesome. Well, I want updates on your wife's
Yeah.
progress. I love plants, and from what I know of your wife, she seems like really excellent and amazing. So I want to know about your plants. Um,
Yeah, I'll keep you posted.
and tell her to get a pothos for inside and put it in water. She won't be able to
Yeah.
murder
Um, well, yeah, well, that's the thing too, is like I guess we have to be strategic about where we decide to put our plants because of our cats. Or I'll one
it.
cat.
Definitely gonna fuck with it.
Yeah, our one cat Loki likes to chew on them. So yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm trying to remember. I don't think pothos were like extremely toxic. I do think if they like eat it substantially, they'll get like some discomfort,
Yeah.
some GI discomfort. But I don't think they're gonna just like
No.
like lilies. I think lilies are like that for cats. You like that? I think that's what lilies do to cats. I'm not testing that out though. Also, this is called fire flashes and it's beautiful. It's orange. It's got orange stems.
Oh, that's cool. That is cool.
Yeah.
Damn. I'll have to. I'll have to send you pictures of the ones that we have right now.
Yeah,
Um,
please do. I love looking at plants. Oh, also, look at this candlestick I just got at the thrift store. Look at this. I can't wait to draw this.
ooh, that's wicked.
Isn't this beautiful?
That's dope.
Yeah. So I also got this giant candle, never gonna burn, just for the aesthetic, because it's huge.
Oh,
A candle like this would be like expensive. This was like $3. I fucking love the thrift store sometimes, dude. But yeah, this, I can't wait to draw this. I'm gonna take
that's
it to
cool.
school.
Yeah,
Gonna have the kids draw it.
some
We're gonna
still life.
hate it or love it. I don't know. It depends. Also got this one. I just got these things. Look at this one.
Oh, that's
Bam.
cool too.
Yeah. Yeah. So very nice. It's just holding my little palm plant.
It's like this is like show and tell, show and tell.
Show and tell. Yeah. Obviously. Like what else can I show you? Yo, I got a microscope at the thrift store. Hold up. Look at all my stuff. I got this microscope for $10 at the thrift store.
Now, does
It's
it
at the prism,
actually
so you need like a
function?
really
It
yeah,
works.
you just need a really bright light because it's not electric. Boogie woogie woogie. Like I can take it into the field
Oh.
because it's a prism. So you need the bright light into the prism,
Mm,
and then yeah, it works.
nice.
Pretty cool. I got a rain stick at the thrift store. It's amazing. The noise is so good, but that's in my car. So womp
Uh,
womp
Womp.
womp womp. I said I can't show you these frogs.
Uh,
Um,
what are their
oh, you know what
names?
I love? I didn't name them because I was nervous that I was gonna accidentally murder them when I transferred them to the new tank because like getting chemicals correct are involved.
Oh.
Um, and I didn't want to have my heart broken that badly. So I did not name them. I can name them now though. It's going pretty well. It's I've had the tanks cycled for a little bit, so and they're still alive, so I think it's okay.
There we go.
And we haven't gotten these. These are amazing. These are Lego botanical scents. If you see those,
Yo, so I got my wife a Lego set. Fuck, what flower is it? It's like pink and white. Tulip? Is it tulips? I forget.
there are
They're
a lot of
tall.
tulip varieties.
They're tall, but I don't. Anyway, they're dope as fuck, and just seeing all of the different flowers and like bouquets that you can build with the Legos. I'm like, God
Really
damn!
cool.
I'm like, thank God they made it
Lego's
for
amazing.
adults.
I am obsessed. I love it. I got two of them, and I really like how they repurposed pieces. The one set, because I got two for like Christmas for my mom, because I was like, Mom, have you seen this shit? And told her specifically that's exactly what I wanted. And but the one flower set, the leaves are literally like the wings of like dinosaurs or something, or pterodactyls from like it must have been a different dinosaur themed pterodactyl set. Hold on, that's definitely right over here. It's definitely a dinosaur wing. I'm gonna show you. I got it. All right. So one of these petals fell off. These ones are pretty cool. They're from one of the other sets of this.
Oh, yeah,
It's a dinosaur wing. See the little.
yeah.
So I really love that. Like, these petals are definitely like the hoods of Lego cars.
Okay, yeah, yeah. So they're
So
repurposed. But that's cool, like just to have the
yeah.
ingenuity to just like do that as opposed to having specific pieces for a flower set.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I like that a lot.
I would not be able to do that.
I think that's really cool. So and yeah, the sets are great. Like, did you guys put them together?
It was it a birthday gift or it was a gift, so I let her go to town with it, you know.
That's pretty nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really user friendly, the manual and the way you put them together. Like, it's not complicated. It's very easy to follow
Yeah,
as long as you're a visual person.
yeah.
Actually,
Yeah, I wasn't sure because like, I like Legos, but for like nerdier geek reasons, but I wasn't sure like how well received this one was gonna be, but she loves it. So I'm like, all right, this could be like a thing I can, get her another
yeah,
set, a bigger set this time and see how well she does with that one.
that's
But
awesome. Yes,
yeah, they're really
more, get
cool.
more.
I even like the architectural ones too. Like those are pretty
Hmm.
cool, like buildings and stuff, but they are expensive, so that's the only downfall.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
Legos be expensive.
hell yeah. But
It did have because Lego got me. They fucking because they have the classic Legos, which I always had. I never had sets for specific things. Like I never had the Lego people, or I had like the basic Lego blocks. I had to make like
oh
alligator people, which I'm still grateful for. But um, hold up. So now as an adult, that I have, not really adult money, but kind of, um, because I made the decision to not have kids or anything like that. So I can do things like buy these. Lego makes these things.
oh yeah.
Little Pokemon, gotta catch 'em
Yeah.
all. You ho. Oh, well. They open and then you can shove them in there and close it. Not closing. Yay! And I got big headed ones. Yeah, I'm a nerd. It's great. I love them.
No,
Can't even
man.
help it. I had a Minecraft one somewhere, but I don't know where it went. Oh well. Oh well. Legos are fucking amazing.
No, they're dope and yeah, I mean, yeah, when I was like when I was freelancing and I had that money, I was going to town with collectibles and stuff, especially Legos too. And yeah,
I
man.
keep it under control. I want
Yes.
way more than I let myself get.
Oh yeah, 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 for sure.
Hmm.
Yeah, because like that's the thing. Like uh, not so much nowadays, obviously, but I mean, yeah, when I had the money for it, I was definitely collecting. It's like, whoa, like easy there, and like not even goes, but I don't know if you're like familiar with like Gundams, like the Japanese
Yeah, I know
robot.
what that is. Yeah, yeah,
I was
the
like
robots.
buying
Yeah,
those things. Like I just enjoyed building those models. Like, yeah, they're fucking dope as hell.
yeah, yeah. They're impressive. I wouldn't. I don't think I'd have the patience to put one of those sets together.
No, I mean they
I think
fucking
that's
got
safety.
tools for those things, like tools.
Yeah.
It's just it people go real crazy with it. Like I just want to build it, put the stickers on it, but there are people that will use like they got these things called Gundam pens that are specific for these models.
Mm,
Like, dude,
mm,
it's wild. So I didn't go that far.
yeah.
Then my wife would,
Yeah, they're like really doing it. Yeah,
yeah,
I understand.
they're doing it.
I'm a very, I tour a lot of hobbies, so I get what you're saying. Because sometimes I'll do a hobby and I'm like, we're doing this, and sometimes I'll do a hobby and I'm like, we're just gonna kind of like flutter around in this for a hot second and then flutter on out. So we're just gonna kind of casually do it.
Looks like you're doing like a
Not really
Hawaiian,
jumping in.
like you're doing
Yeah,
a
just
Hawaiian,
kind of
and you just,
just going through.
yeah,
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 yeah. I mean, because otherwise, I mean, really, I would obviously like to jump into everything to an insane amount because I'm an insane person like that. I'm deeply passionate and I get carried away easily. And I'm always chasing the dopamine.
yeah.
Um, but I learned early on that I can't just full force dive into every single thing, besides the fact that it's exhausting to be that obsessive. It costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
So you really gotta play a delicate balance there. And then sometimes you invest a bunch of money and give the fuck up on it because you're like, wow, I actually never want to do this again in my life.
It's a good way to put it.
I'm trying to think of a hobby I did that with. I've definitely done that with at least one hobby. I think I got lucky as a creative person because being creative encompasses so many different hobbies that kind of share supplies for. You know what I mean? So I think that's how I serve that a lot.
Mm.
Yeah. What's hard is when a new hobby arises that's not in that area, like when I bought a fucking aquarium
That's
because
like
I got those
I'm
props.
trying to think. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I think I've been pretty good about sticking with the interests that that I've been pursuing. Like I just haven't like yeah, there hasn't been anything new that like, oh, maybe I'll just try getting into that.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
there are like other art, like other crafts that I'd like to get into, but yeah, I don't know. I guess I just been staying in my own lane, just trying to sharpen the tools I currently have right now.
I think that's important. I
Yeah.
definitely think that's important. Sometimes we go through because we can't just produce all the time. We burn out. We got to go through prolonged. I've definitely gone through prolonged periods where I'm just kind of like incubating,
Oh
I
yeah.
guess, or resting,
Yeah. I not making any art or anything like that. Is that what you mean? Like you've
making minimal art. Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, because you still got to make like something, or you get real weird. I definitely think that's
Oh
very
my
true.
gosh. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
something like yeah, like I've always been vocal about it, but it like this year it really happened. Like I was like going down like a downward spiral from not, working on anything. Um, but there was
it's
like
crazy.
yeah, it's like yeah. And
Yeah,
it
no,
was
it's a
bad
very
because
real thing.
yeah, it was bad because like it was like not like heavily, but like it was like affecting my relationship with my wife. Like I was just becoming like this dark, brooding poop, and like it just I was like I gotta fucking just snap out of it and just pick up my pencil. But there was like I said, it was a rough year. It
Well,
was a rough year so far, but no, but I had always expressed that like yeah, when I go through like even just like a handful of days of not drawing anything, like I'm just like yeah, I'm like an addict, like go through withdrawal, except it's like a depression. It's like fuck. Gotta,
and
gotta,
definitely, I mean, I, I don't know that if, hold on, I just had a lot of thoughts at once here and I want to absorb it because I want to say something like, when you don't do the type of stuff that you were made to do, you get weird. And I don't mean that in like a religious context or something, or like we all have a purpose or something, kind of like we were made by someone with design. Um, and so I'm hesitant to put it exactly that way because I'm like, but are people made to do something? I don't know if technically we're made to do something or if it's just through an entire life of channeling something a certain way. But
well, I
also, I
think
would say definitely
I
some
think
people
that's what
are
that
more
is.
naturally creative than others
Yeah.
and seem to work with their hands better naturally. So maybe that's what it is. So maybe that's what I mean, like those that are inclined, but
Well,
I'm
I think
generalizing saying
yeah. But I would
if
agree
you,
with that though, like in terms of like being able to channel like that was my thing, like and I made a video about it on social media. I was like, um, just like whether I'm making art to be able to sell or whatever, like I have like I do it for me like
yeah,
most part, like it's self-expression, like or like even just like the flow of it, like I feel better when yeah, like keeping my hands busy, but also just like
process.
being able to like process and express my, whatever inspirations or even just like emotions. Like I just being able to do that through my craft. That's the thing. And so yeah, like if I'm not drawing, but I'm just constantly internalizing all these,
Yeah,
it's just like yeah, like
you get weird real quick.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And it's easy to forget about, like, because I definitely remind other people about it more than I remind myself. So I'm working on that one. I have it written on the whiteboard to make more art. But yeah, it's a very real thing, and I don't think I ever realized it till college because I started making art. Well, I always kind of made art, but I heavily relied on it in high school because I was just so depressed. And I mostly think because my untreated ADHD, but I used it so heavily then, and then obviously I went to college and I was like just submersed in it because I was pursuing an art degree. But definitely after college, when not all my jobs were in the art field, or and I would go, extended periods of time without making art. And I was like, wow, yeah, you got to make art. It's significant. It changes like everything. It's like when you go too long without eating and you're really angry. It's like commercial. It's like, you're not you without a
Oh
Snickers
yeah,
or
like you're
whatever.
hangry. Yeah.
Yeah. For the good chemicals, I guess.
No, I mean that's essentially it. But it's just like I'm yearning to just be creative. I just the creative juices need to flow. You know?
They
It's like,
do. Because it's really great when they do it good. Like, that is, oh my God, that fucking feeling when
yeah.
you're doing good art or like when you have that great idea, that lightning in a bottle idea. Oh my God. How good is that feeling?
Oh, it's amazing.
It's so fucking good.
I mean, like it comes for me, like it comes down to even just like the stroke of lines, especially like
Hmm.
hatching and cross hatching has been my thing as of late.
Which
So
I really like because I don't have the patience for that approach, by the way. I want you to know. But every time I see your pieces, I'm like, it's fucking good.
Thank
Because that
you.
is not my style at all. Definitely respect. Love it.
Well, I mean, well,
Sorry.
just like the act of the hatching motion, like there's
Yeah.
something about it that's just like I am at peace right now. And
Yeah.
going back
Hmm.
to like, I mean, I do like, we talk about like art language, like there's like stroke language and there's shape language. So a lot of when I'm doing my cross hatching work, there is like some shape language in there for the shading. But yeah, like and it's like funny because sometimes like so I would always like point out like I have like shaky hands, or at least the way I grip, it's very tight. So I'm always like been sort of hyper focused on how I grip, trying to be a little more loose about it, especially if I'm doing long strokes, if I'm trying to do straight lines. Like I've gotten down to like almost the science of like just like breath work when I'm like I hone in
Yeah.
like how my breathing is when I'm doing these long strokes. It's like am I, when I'm exhaling or if I'm holding my breath, because I've been doing a lot of box breathing. So I'm like, all right, this is when the box breathing comes in handy.
I love box breathing. I do that when I have to calm down at work.
Yeah, it's so funny, right? Because like I never realized that like I just like I unintentionally do it now because like I was at the doctor's like a little while back, and he's checking my lungs. And I didn't even realize it, but I guess I must have like stopped breathing because he's like, breathe in. I'm like, oh,
He's like, did you break?
like yeah, like he's like, all right, breathe out, and then like I would do the exhale, and then I just like that was it, and then he's just like another one." I was like, oh yeah, my bad.
That's funny. Do you get so yes, I feel like everyone just gets nervous with the doctor and they just kind of fucking act dumb.
I haven't been like I've been way overdue on like finding
Yeah,
a physician, so
definitely part
I
of it.
finally found one. I got some blood work done, and yeah, it looks like I got a little bit of work to do because diabetes is
Mhm.
hereditary, so I'm like kind of in the zone of like the risk. So I gotta do another. I gotta get blood work done again in a few months. So I'm like, all right, I kind of gotta like tighten up my diet a little bit, just like cut out, just the bad shit. I've been pretty self-indulgent, so but yeah.
Isn't it funny how you like you? At least I do. I like flutter between like things that I lean on to get me through stuff, and like definitely at a point in my life it was like eating not so great.
Yeah.
And then when I stopped that, it became like something else.
Well, like I've been so consistent in my ways of like staying active. Like I still
Mhm.
keep up with my routines, but
That's why I find this surprising because I know that you're
yeah, but it's like really my nutrition. It just needs to be tightened up more. Like, cause hey, I'm not gonna lie, man. I have my sweets. I get sweet tooth like pretty bad, and like fucking when Taco Tuesday comes around, I'm crushing a whole pound of meat, and
delicious.
like,
Well,
um,
the world doesn't make it easy. There's sugar in
I
everything.
know,
Like
yeah,
sugar
there really
is
is,
hidden everywhere. It's fucking nuts.
yeah. So I just gotta, and like and that's the thing too. Like I've been consuming more carbs than usual. I mean, not that it's a lot, but like I used to have this rule, like I would not touch bread unless I'm having a burger or something. Like I wouldn't even touch rice. Now I've been eating rice more often, and like yeah, so it's just like all right, I kind of have to tighten things up a bit. I got a little too comfy, and there have been like some things in development where I'm like, all right, I gotta see some doctors now, like for real, because I haven't seen doctors in like
Yeah.
years.
I think a lot of people in America cannot
Yeah,
relate to that. So
like like I
I
have
would say,
psoriasis.
mm,
I haven't used medication for it fucking since like over a decade. I just like try to
it's
just
tough.
eat as clean as just do the usual shit. But like now I kind of like overlooked the fact that there is like a thing called psoriatic arthritis, and I'm like, oh shit, like I'm having that right now.
Oh, I didn't know that. That
Yes,
sucks.
it's crazy because like so the thing I'm in a bit of a conundrum now because like or I don't know if that's the right word, but like so my drawing hand, I have arthritis in this finger, so it like
Hmm.
it there's aches and pains, and now it's like gotten to my like elbow joint, so
Oh no.
I can't like grip.
Both are bad,
I
but
know, but now this hand has carpal tunnel, so like
yeah.
I think I'm pretty sure I have like arthritis in my toes and it's just like
Jesus.
I
Sucks.
know.
Doesn't I thought using your hand was supposed to help arthritis, or does it make it worse? I
Well,
thought not using it would make it worse.
well,
But I'm not a doctor.
I think it's like repetitive, like no,
Over. Oh,
yeah, but like so like
and
going
that's what makes
like
sense. It's in your elbow too.
well going back to like the grip when I grip my pencil, like I just had this very poor habit of like just tight gripping my pencil where I'm like, I'm like fuck, man. So, that's why like if you see in any of my videos when I'm working with a pencil, there's like the yellow foam ball on it. That's like
Hmm.
grip. So that's like
Are
that's
you
arthritis.
are you still death gripping your pencil, my
Uh,
guy?
well, not the pencil, but like it's
The foam
frustrating. Like
yellow thing,
what?
the foam thing you're gripping.
Yeah, like well, like no, it's just when I use my inks, like my pens, it's like
Mm.
not gonna put a phone grip on every pen. So, but I have
I
been
don't
a
know,
little
man.
bit I've been a little bit better with the gripping. But like so going back to like nutrition, like I just been trying to like be mindful of like, all right, I'm gonna eat these like foods that are um beneficial for reducing our inflammation and stuff like that.
Yep,
Uh,
beautiful.
But yeah, I mean, yeah. So again, like now that's why I'm like, yeah, gotta see the doctor and kind of like nip this in the butt.
Yeah, it's good to see the doctor. But also about the bread, I don't want to forget. Before just like cutting out more bread, try also just switching to more like, because the bread we eat is like fucking fake sponge bread. It's like so much filler, the
Yeah.
actual bread that we get. Switch to like a sourdough, or
Oh yeah, that's
maybe
what I do
you
eat
find to take.
actually. Sourdough.
Oh, good,
Yeah.
good.
So like when I do eat bread, when it's not
Fucking love bread.
burgers, like for breakfast, I like to have avocado um like whipped up avocado on toast with like chopped up
Hmm?
tomatoes.
Bougie.
Yeah, a little bit.
Why we can't buy things? Don't you
Huh?
know that? It's the newspaper said.
What's that?
What? Didn't you see that? It was something, there was some kind of article a few years ago now that said millennials didn't have money for stuff because we can't stop buying avocado toast.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
it was very specific.
Yeah, what the hell?
I can't believe you didn't see that. That was hysterical. So anyway, sorry. Continue.
I mean, I mean, I may have and just completely forgot. That could definitely be a possibility. No, but yeah, I just try to make sure I get my macros in the beginning of the day. It's just at the end of the day, that's when it can get challenging. Plus, if I forget to
Yeah.
eat, sometimes I do like forget to eat sometimes, or like just don't eat like a sufficient,
No.
breakfast, and then because I intermittent fast too. Like it's just a fucking.
I have snacks hidden everywhere. I mean, especially because I'm a teacher and it's not like I don't have the freedom to just like, I got to eat at the times where I don't have a fucking class. Well, sometimes I I eat with my class or whatever, but it's not typical. And
Yeah.
so I just have snacks literally everywhere. I'm obsessed with like protein bars. Also, I'm really obsessed with, don't judge me, those packets of like baby food that have a little twist off cap that are like kind of like the
Yeah.
applesauce packet, but it's fruit and vegetables and stuff and
Yeah.
oatmeal. So I'll have them like everywhere. The students know it too, because they'll say they're hungry. I'm like, you want a protein bar? And they're like, not really. Sometimes they're hungry enough and they're like, yeah. I'm like, all right.
How old are your students? Like, or yeah, what is like
Cool.
the grades?
I teach our school's like it's a small kind of alternative school. So we teach like anyone. It's high school. It's kids in the juvenile foster care system, ages like 15 through 21.
Okay, nice. Yeah.
Yeah,
What
and they eat a lot of fucking crap. They eat a lot of snacks, and they eat a lot of crap, which I did too when I was a teenager, and
who
my
didn't?
body was a lot nicer about it. But I'm always trying to give them healthy snacks or something, or vegetables or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Trying to get them try something else out of their comfort zone.
Oh, yeah, and that's so hard.
Oh yeah, they know. As soon as I start to offer something, they know. They know. They're very suspicious of me.
Um, damn it.
Only, you know what? They're so suspicious. They didn't even want my organic cookies. They're normal fucking cookies. They're filled
Yeah.
with sugar. They're delicious. They're just organic.
I was just gonna say,
So
just the fact that they're called, they're labeled organic or whatever, they're probably just like, ugh.
yeah, they were the I don't know if you know this brand, the Newman. Like Paul Newman, the actor, he has that brand of stuff that's like for charity. He's got like salad dressing,
Hmm.
and cookies. They're called Numinos. They're basically Oreos. Um,
Nice.
but they're delicious. They're actual sugar. It's not like corn syrup. It's not like a bunch of extra added stuff that doesn't need to be there.
Yeah.
So it's really good. They're really good. And the
Yeah.
kids try them like, oh, they're really good. I'm like, yeah, they're normal cookies. Organic doesn't mean that it's
They're not grass
automatically
fed or
terrible.
anything.
So yeah, that's been an interesting thing.
Oh, jeez.
Mm-hmm.
So funny. Like, I was talking to my buddy from, up in Jersey, and I mean, his son's only, I think he's only 2 or something, but it's just funny to hear, like, he's like, yeah, man, I can't get him to eat chicken. It's just like hearing the things that they struggle with to feed their kids with. I'm like, oh man, really? I feel like chicken. So I feel like that's a no-brainer. Or maybe I'm just thinking about myself, but
Yeah, I've always loved chicken, but I was definitely more of a picky eater when I was a child, for sure.
yeah, same. Like it was harder to get me to eat vegetables for the most part. Although
But also,
I was always a fan of broccoli, no matter how young I was. I loved broccoli and stuff.
really, I
Yeah.
feel like that's so random.
Really?
Yeah, who likes I mean, like I like broccoli now, but who as a kid liked broccoli?
I think it's just because of like with my mom's cooking, it's nearly like
Is she a
Chinese.
good cook?
So like just like with the sauce that she would make for with the
Mm,
with the
you're
meals
lucky.
and
That sounds good.
no, yeah. But I mean, I can just eat them regular, like roasted or steamed. Like, yeah, that's the thing. Now that I'm older, like, yeah, I built the tolerance to be like, fuck it, I'll just eat it raw, whatever.
Well, I think
But
you know, every time, just all the time, we're building more neural pathways and stuff, and so I feel like after you do it enough, you build the reward pathways because your body recognizes that you're gonna feel good after you eat them.
yeah.
So, and also they do get better, I think, because we lose taste buds, so our taste change as we age.
Mm. It also helps me, you know,
Oh yeah, really helps you
it
clean
gives me
house.
healthy shits.
Well, have you tried also on that topic? Have you tried the potty squatty?
Oh,
Potty squatty.
we
Potty
have,
potty.
we have two. We have like a regular one,
Oh,
and then we have a portable one, a traveling
dude,
one.
they're so great.
Dude, they're
How is it
awesome.
not portable? Aren't they all portable?
Well, like this one like folds up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we
I was
took
like,
that
is it
shit to
chained to your floor?
we took that shit to
Because they're
New
serious.
Zealand with us.
Very serious shit.
Nah, man, we don't play around with that, yo. We take that shit seriously. It'll be real
That's good.
bougie when we get a one of those like my tushies, like the bidets.
Oh, I want one of those. Yeah,
Dude,
I
I
want
want one
one of those.
so bad. So bad. Yeah. I
Oh
just
my
I just
god.
hear
I
that
mean,
it's,
what?
no, I was just like
Hearing what?
I hear how wonderful they are. So I'm like,
Oh yeah. It's yes, yeah, same. I mean, so the point is, listeners, viewers, you gotta have a clean booty. It's just really important for life. Um, and good shits. Get those good shits. Eat your leafy greens.
that that's what we
PSA.
talked about last time.
Have good shits, people. If you're not having good shits, change your diet, go to the doctor. I don't know. Look
Boom.
into it.
Yes.
Very important.
Gotta have healthy shits. I made it because and I clipped that too. I made a clip about that.
Did you?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's on
Fucking
YouTube, but I made sure I clipped that because yeah, you gotta have healthy shits, man. It's important.
wow, wow, that's great. That's really good.
Yeah. Um, oh, so I want to pick your brain about something. This is something I bring up with everybody on the show. What are your thoughts on AI in regards to,
Mm.
AI art, just AI creations across the board?
Obviously I've been thinking about this because I think we've all been thinking about it. Just genuinely, like in general, what I think about AI creations, uh, like their
You can
validity.
specify if you want to. It's,
Okay, I was wondering. I was like,
because there is nuance to it. I do believe that, whether if you're just talking about it in terms of using it as a tool or if you're
yeah.
using it to like, like these AI artists that are like making money somehow using AI art, like that can be an argument there. But I'm curious what your stance is on
Um, I'm, mixed. Obviously, yeah, using it as a tool, I think is fine. I don't like it being just trained on everyone's artwork. I think that's fucked up and overreaching. Um,
I think that's a global agreement there for the most
yeah,
for the most
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's people don't want you to be make direct copies of stuff that they already made. I think that's important. I think as a tool, especially for people that you know haven't cared about art in a while. I mean, it was really. I mean, it's tough to see, but it's nice to see people wanting to interact with it and have ideas come to fruition. People that probably never thought about doing that before. So I think that's really cool. Um, yeah, but yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see where it's going to take us because I think it's going to take us to some pretty amazing and terrifying places. I do think, um, I do think it's going to make some interesting changes happen. Because like it is, I think people see advancements and they think, oh, well, why do people have to paint anymore? Like when cameras came out, they're like, oh, why do people have to draw or anything anymore? And I'm like, bitch, we draw. We just talked about this because we have to. Like we are gonna stay making stuff, regardless. Um, and I think that the more that people get used to AI, because here's the thing, right now it's new, it's novel. And eventually it's going to be just like how movies feel now, like a regurgitative remakes of
Mm.
everything. And the market can really only deal with that for so long. I mean, corporations will run it to fucking death, I'm sure, to save money. Absolutely. But people will still want something genuine because we do. Like, eventually, we're going to want something real again. And also, art is about the process. And I do feel like I've seen, a resurgence of people just wanting to get into art. Not maybe not even just art, but like crafting. Like I do think workshops are becoming more popular and stuff.
Mhm.
So it kind of it's going to highlight the stuff that AI can't do, you
Yes.
know,
Yeah.
but it's also going to do some really terrifying things as well.
Yeah. I mean,
Especially,
we've heard some frightening things already. So yeah.
oh, yes. I just read or I was reading something about how one of the biggest AI models they found they were looking at the data sets inside of it and they found that it was largely like trained on like um inappropriate sexually themed material that was like
Oh.
yeah not good like involving like minors and stuff like that so it
Oh.
was like it's disturbing because I mean that's the thing is it's on the internet
Right.
which encompasses everything on the fucking internet
Yeah.
so
Mm.
crazy
Yeah.
yeah
I've been. I mean, I actually you kind of pulled some of the words out of my mouth too. Especially in regards to like people will start wanting like authentic things again, right? Because like this is my thought, right? As a tool, I can see the benefits. I can see like even like with healthcare, like I can see how it can help out with the medical system and everything. Um, and like like writer when it comes to like people for like using it for writing, like I get it, right? It can like draft these things that you wouldn't be able to formulate, but then that's like the beauty of it is like when you write something coming from your own dome, like it feels
Mhm.
like at least for me when I'm reading things, like, I tend to like read it in that person's voice. Sometimes you can
yeah
read something and it just it's if it's so like robotic where it's like you didn't write this shit.
yeah
So
absolutely
that's where there's like that, dilemma there. With like art, especially like film, music, visual arts and stuff like that. It's amazing what it can accomplish as of right now. But it's like you
yeah
said, it's gonna get to a point where we're gonna want like it's gonna lose its authenticity, and also like people are gonna get drunk with um instant gratification, where you know, like we're gonna it just when like you start appreciating like oh man when you realize like it took this much hard work to come up with this thing as opposed to like now just boop, 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 press a few keywords and boop,
yeah
you get a whole fucking movie where it's like and like I get it too, right? It can definitely save money. Fortunately, it's gonna take a lot of jobs, but I guess like that's where the saving money is gonna come, especially with like the film industry right now is just they're always losing money because of how bad their films are doing. But again, it's just gonna be like then you go back to watching an old movie, like that's why we have like good bad movies because it's like the grunt you like all of the hard work that was put into like any bad movie or any good movie, so there's like that
love
appreciation.
bad movies
Yeah, so it's like I think like we will get back to a state where it's like we're gonna start appreciating delayed gratification again.
think cycle
Yeah. And it's just so that's kind of like where my current stance is. It's like because I used to be like kind of fear mongering about it, but now I'm just like this is just another pendulum where it's gonna swing back and we're gonna be like all right, I'm like AI fatigued. Like
yeah
I would like to see people put together a film. I would like to see like, but it's just like a matter of when that pendulum's gonna swing back and
and
we're gonna want the authenticity again. Because like yeah, like you can see all these cool stuff made instantaneously, but it's just like it gets boring after a while. It's like, oh, that's so cool, that's so realistic, that looks just like
Yeah,
this guy's work, and then it's like, all right, what's next? It's like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
And the reality, people like seeing the process. People love watching videos of people make things.
yeah,
But I don't want to forget this before we go in another direction. Like the one thing that does worry me about AI, because here's the thing, yeah, people they will want something new. But like we see people now want new things. The issue is there's that disconnect between what people want and what companies think people want.
mm,
And so that's just like how we are talking about movies, like they've become so like formulaic. Big studios don't want to take a risk on something new and different, even though we've seen those things be successful. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But I do think that's also where technology can be helpful, because now, just like how we have all these platforms for independent creators, things get too big and then we see other things pop out because people want, yeah, they want genuine things. So just like there's a million creators on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok, like
yeah. Yeah, as long as
if they
there's
don't give us what we want, people will.
yeah, as long as there's still a space for that stuff. Like for example, I was watching this video on YouTube where this guy was like pointing out how, because of how poorly a lot of these new shows and new movies are performing, that they're, I mean, I wish I had information in front of me, but like he was basically saying, like, if you look at the numbers, you actually see that there are more people going back to older projects, like older shows and older movies, because like modern day entertainment is just like not what it used to be. So people are going back to
Yeah.
old stuff and watch, I mean, I certainly resonate with that. Like I still watch Seinfeld reruns and like
I
old
was
stuff.
just watching Seinfeld.
Dude, right? It's like sure it's old as fuck,
Love
but I mean
Seinfeld.
a lot of those bits, like they still hit. They still relate. So it's just
They
like,
do.
so like that's the thing. Like, and as long as like we kind of still have that space, like maybe like the streaming services, as long as they still, keep playing these things, like, you know, I think we'll be okay. Like because like if we're just stuck with the new shit, like we're gonna be miserable. We're gonna be so hungry for, you know, what was great back then. Um,
Yeah. I
but
also think that brings up a really good point, is something that I do really desperately think we need to start doing more of. And I feel like younger generations have started doing this because I don't know if it started with us as millennials, or I guess it kind of started with the generation before us, where everyone became really like waking up to the fact that like the American dream is not
mm,
happening like the way that they said it was. Become really disillusioned with
mm,
following that society track that was laid out for us. And so I do feel like, it started to shift. And I'm really excited to see that. Fuck, don't forget my point, Nicole. What was the point? Fucking hell. Oh my god, what were you talking about? Where where did
just
this
like
point go?
going back to like the old stuff, like just
Oh, sorry, thank you. We actually do have to start building actual community again, and not like just community
yeah,
like places to live, like shared communities. Because yeah, what if these streaming services do change? They are enacting laws. I do feel like we have people, a large number of people that are very, kind of just elderly in the government. And I'm very sorry, but I've seen them interview Mark Zuckerberg, and I don't think they understand the
yeah,
internet. And that's terrifying.
yeah,
Because they're making laws that are gonna affect how these things evolve and change. And we could lose freedom, certainly, or those freedoms could change or look different very quickly.
right.
Um, and I think there was already a need for more community. I definitely don't have a strong sense of community, and I haven't probably for a while. And, I'm not even sure how to build that as a transplant in a different area as an adult. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how adults do that.
Well, when you're saying community, do you mean like actual physical community or like
Yeah, I mean, like, I count online stuff. Like,
okay,
absolutely, like joining communities online
right.
counts. But what I'm saying is, and I think they're great because you can find people specifically that care about what you like. Because
Hmm.
communities obviously look different. They can be based on passion, what you like. They can also be based on survival and shared needs.
Yeah.
Um, and I feel like historically, a lot of communities have been that. But I mean, like in-person communities, I do think we need more of. We
I
need.
was gonna say I that's what I believe in. Because I agree, yeah, I agree with you. I think having be able to have communities in both forms is great, but I am sort of leaning a little more on like actual physical communities because just it's different. It's a
It
different
is
type
different.
of connectivity. Like it's great that you have like access to these people that aren't uh you know immediate. But
Yeah.
as of late, I'll just speak on my own like experience. Like there's been a couple of times where I have these two artists that I've been like kind of been frequent with, and I'm like,
Mhm.
man, and I was telling them like it's kind of sad, like just the fact that I got to see these guys like 2 nights in a row. I'm like so elated. I'm like I feel alive, like I feel alive again. But just because I've been
Yeah.
so stuck online trying to build just trying to maintain whatever, online. But I'm like, no, I need to be able to like bullshit with people like here. Like we had a
Yeah.
housewarming and like seeing my artist friends mingle with my in-laws and like uh, my and Nicole's like work friends, seeing all these people like talking to each other, like meeting each other and really just physically like just communicating. I'm like, oh, do you feel the energy? The energy is you feel it there. So I think like when we have that, it just it just adds more to our perspective too, because like a lot of shit can be manufactured online too, right? That's like another thing that we start to learn. Like you were talking about how we were kind of like seeing the truth behind this supposed American dream, but also there's a lot of things like when you see online, like sometimes shit's scripted, right? Like there's a lot of that mess too. Um,
Yeah.
so
Absolutely. It's fake as hell.
I do think like you said, like we kind of need more of like actual community to really integrate with. And that's why I love doing events like the markets and stuff like that, because
Yeah.
you definitely get a sense of that. I just want to kind of break that barrier of like I want to be able to do that, but not when we're working. Like
Yeah.
I want to get with my
Yeah.
fellow artists, but like but make it more social and like more relaxed and not worry about like, oh, let me go back to my table real quick, because it's like, no, we're gonna enjoy, have a drink, and just yeah, get to know each other. Like, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. There's not enough places to go to do that at.
Yeah, I also
You
think there's
know?
like because of like just how impactful like the internet is, it's just like I feel like there's less incentive to go. Because like I mean I don't know how it is like over there, but like I mean there's plenty like the community here, they really are trying to build those opportunities, but like it's just like it's easier just to opt out. So I just feel like
Yeah.
if there was something to like give you that extra nudge to show, whether it's like bringing a friend with you or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have the solution. I'm just saying like I guess I'm just speaking about myself because that was the case for me. Like there's this group um that does like they're basically like happy hour gatherings, and I've been to one and it was nice. I only knew only like one or two people. So there was like that I was kind of like nervous about going back again and then like not knowing anyone and then what do you know? I'm like having a drink by myself at the bar, but I just fucking bucked up and just like told a couple friends, and fortunately they were up for it, and then it turned into this like
Nice.
actual thing. So it's just like if you can do that, if other people can do that, then that everything will work out. But it's just you can only hope. But
Yeah, but it's one of those things we talked about. The more you do it,
yeah,
the easier it gets. And also, I think it's about everyone's exhausted. Everyone's fucking tired. Like,
that is true too. Yeah, there is that factor as well. Yeah,
I'm tired. And everywhere we go, we got to spend money.
yeah,
Like,
I know.
that's I'm.
Because people do stuff on Zoom. Well, I mean, like, right, they do this. Like, I know some people
Mhm.
that do group Zoom chats and stuff, and yeah, that'd be great too. And it's super convenient. But then, like, there is that part of me. It's like I'd rather like go somewhere.
I
Like,
still like going places.
yeah,
Yeah, I love going places.
yeah, yeah. It's
And
tough.
that interjects a different level of variation and chaos that I like. And yeah.
Yeah,
And
because
before I
like,
forget, what?
huh?
You go, you go. I'll save
No,
this
I
when
was
we're
just
done.
gonna
This is
say, like, I
rant.
feel like I've been meeting more, like introverted people, and it's just like. I don't know. Sometimes I'm like like I don't know. Like sometimes I like have this belief that like I don't think people are fully introverted. Like I think once they can come out of the shell, that's when they really shine. But there has to be something to persuade them to come out. It's like you're introvert. Like it's like I
Yeah.
sometimes feel that way too. So I often think I and a lot of other people are just more like ambivert. That's when you're both extrovert and introverted. And I think it's
Hmm.
like when the opportunity presents itself to like really shine, that's when you're gonna shine. But yeah, it can be exhausting. So that's when you want to like clock out and just like veg out by yourself. And that's totally natural too. But yeah, I don't know. I think I'm just going around in circles with that thought.
Well, and just to throw more and more layer in that, because also it's like you can be extroverted, introverted, depending on the group of people you're with. It's not just about energy levels. Like some people, like when I'm with Jesse, like we we like electrify, like we magnify each other's energy. Like even if I'm tired or she's tired, like we'll be fucking exhausted. And like, that it sparks because we fill each other's cups pretty naturally. Like I don't know, just whatever, like we're just very aligned in the stuff that we want to do and the way that we get along. And other people, even if I like their presence and I enjoy them, they don't as successfully do that for my cup. Or even if they do, usually, sometimes you see them and it's a different vibe and it's a different type of exchange. So I think that affects that.
Mm, yeah. Yeah, I would agree with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Because sometimes, and they're not always your friends, but there's some people in your life that you've had to see and you're like, I do not want to see this person. I mean, that's where the term energy vampire comes from. Like some people
Yeah.
are energy vampires.
No, absolutely. Yeah. Geez, yeah, you just made me think of somebody in my family that's
Hopefully, you don't have to see them soon.
no, they're up there in Jersey, and
Okay, good.
so
Excellent.
yeah.
No, let's just dial them in the podcast real quick. Let's experience the difference. Compare and contrast for
No,
science.
no, but I mean, yeah, everything, yeah, I think like everything that we speak of is like it's true. Um, uh, there,
Yeah.
there is one, other like controversial topic. I don't want to get too deep into it because it's a very heavy one. It's just there was something I saw, I guess I don't know if triggered me or what, but there was like something I was just like, all right, it's not that black and white, but let me preface with this. And we don't have to go too deep, but I'm gonna
I'm just like waiting.
I just want to set this up properly where I'm not gonna trigger you or anyone that
Okay.
catch this. I'm just because like yeah, all right. So I'll just say this. This is kind of like a blanket statement.
Okay.
Killing is bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Genocide.
Agreed. Okay. Yeah. Agreed.
Genocide
Yep.
is very bad. I think we can all agree that we would not wish that on anybody.
Yeah.
That being
Agreed.
said, because I'll just go straight to it. I saw someone a post on Instagram where it says, and I quote, "You don't get to stay silent during a genocide and call yourself an artist." And I'm like,
Hmm.
come on, because like
I might
I
have seen that.
huh?
I'm trying to think. I think I saw that. Did I?
It was like a blue screen with just text on it and bit, um but
Yeah. What were your thoughts?
well, so like I again like I'm not supporting it obviously, but it's just like, for many people that shit is just to every day, every moment of your life thinking about it and posting about it. Like I understand trying to keep the awareness. Like I think it's important to be aware of it, right? Um,
Yeah.
but I'm sorry, like I can't spend my day sharing all these tragedies, all these tragic reports about these happenings. In whatever country it is, right? It can be,
Yeah.
but just for me, because I don't have that mental capacity. I don't have that, you
It
know,
becomes a lot.
it's a lot and it's gonna fuck my
Yeah.
shit up.
Yeah.
So and that's the thing. So I mean, the people that do it, that are capable of reminding you every day, hey, this is happening. Hey,
Yeah.
I guess power to them. But I just feel like when you make a statement like that, right? If you're silent about genocide, you can't call yourself an artist. Like, come on.
Hmm.
You know what? It's like it's like back when, all right, like when Trump was first elected, right? There was something that I fell into I'm not proud of now. But someone like this when everyone was hating on Trump, right? I saw a post. It was like, if you support Trump, you're a racist. I actually fucking shared that once, and
Hmm.
like now I don't fully subscribe to that, but it's just like that like black and white, you know, perspective.
Yeah.
Like the motto of the Sith in Star Wars. You're either with me or against me. It's like it doesn't have
Yeah.
to be like that. Like, so I don't know. Maybe because I'm so focused on my art and just trying to like share my message and my story with my artwork, and then which clear like if you're familiar with my work, it doesn't revolve about with around like global issues really.
Yeah.
um
Yeah.
so it's just like I don't know. So when I saw that post, I'm like, so I'm not an artist then because I don't speak on genocide. Like I don't speak against genocide. It's like just because I don't speak against it, that means I'm for it then. Like that's where my brain starts
Yeah.
going through those processes. And I'm like, I don't so I just feel like sometimes you gotta be careful when you're making these strong claims or these strong statements because it's like it's gonna ruffle it ruffled my feathers obviously, but it's just like I don't condone that type of messaging.
I hear you
Yeah.
because I have a slew of thoughts on this. I'm trying to not forget any of them. I will definitely say first that I have definitely been guilty of very black and white thinking on emotional matters in the past. I am very easily passionate, quickly passionate about things.
So
So like yeah, so like I can have very very hot feelings about something. And I've definitely been guilty of things like that in the past. I definitely think finding more gray area has been super important. Um, I do think I saw something very similar to what you saw, and I'm trying to remember my exact feelings on it because they were complicated. But before we get to that, let me ask you this: like, when you saw that, you're feeling that way because when you think about sharing about it more, you're like exhausted and overwhelmed by the idea. Yeah, is that that's my understanding of your response, kind of,
Yeah, because
because
then
you're saying like every day.
yeah, because it's like that's what my mind is gonna be thinking about.
Yeah, yeah, especially like I have mental health troubles definitely, and I already battle them, and yeah, I can obsess over terrible things, and it can definitely affect me for the entire day, and plus though, so I feel like if those are struggles that you can be prone to, then imagery repetitively every single day like that is hard, definitely, because it's like, how do you explain to people that yeah, you want to amplify that message and you want to be supportive, but also you can't traumatize yourself every single day to do it, because if you're already struggling, like you you can't help anyone if you're broken. Like if you just really overdo it and break down, and then like who are you helping then? You're useless.
Yeah.
So I I think it's complex because obviously these things do need to be spoken for, and historically artists are very into protesting because we are communicators and we do use that voice to to attempt to make a difference, and I do feel like that is part of why I do art, if it's not always about that. I mean, sometimes it's been more self-serving, but so it's a hard one because yeah, I guess I felt a little called out when I saw that
I
because I
just
was
don't.
like, I actually had the opposite.
Yeah, I just like and I don't
But
think
I
there's
see where
like
you're
a
coming from because I agree too.
yeah,
Sorry,
like
you go.
I don't think there's like I don't know, like I don't think there's like an answer that's
Yeah,
needed for it. It's just like again, like just that type of call out's just like I don't know, like like what's the outcome? Are you like I don't know, like uh, do people like would someone post that in the hopes that like more people are gonna be more spoken about it? Or like you
yeah,
know what I mean? Like I don't know. It's just I guess it's like to each their own, however they interpret that, how they take it. But I don't know. Because I felt called out too. It's like, oh, well, I guess I'm a piece of shit because I don't, I don't I don't
because I'm
talk
not
about it.
screaming about,
Like,
yeah.
I'll only address it if it's, if I'm asked about it, right? If people ask me what my thoughts are, I'm be like, yeah, it's fucked up. But like, yeah, I don't have yeah, I just don't have the energy to like always have that in my psyche all the time. Like, I mean, we all like preach about trying to enjoy life and stuff. So it's like if my mind is operating that way, like I can't enjoy life if all I'm doing is worrying about, you know, global issues. I mean, hell, I think we got enough issues here in our backyard already. So like that's where my mind also goes too, is just like I don't know, I hate to say pick and choose your battles, but like sometimes I feel like it kind of has to come down to that too.
Yeah, no, sometimes absolutely. You
Yeah.
can't be concerned about everything every single second. You never stop posting. I mean,
Yeah.
this is a really terrible, weird world where these terrible things are happening, and we literally see them happening every day. Like we haven't had this level of access to this
Right.
before.
And talking
You know what
about
I mean? It's a
algorithms
whole,
before too, right? Because like now that the algorithm identifies that like this is the stuff that you're engaging with, it's just gonna feed you more. So it's just like it's
Yeah.
a constant cycle of this thing. And hey, I'll admit it. I don't want my algorithm to be fixed that way. Like I try to curate my at least my art accounts so that like it's feeding me, you know, the creative inspiration and all that, because that's how I enjoy my life. And when I need to
Yeah.
address the tragedies, I will. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know where else to go with that topic, but it's just, yeah, I felt called out, and then I also, yeah, I felt offended because it's like, it makes me question myself. I'm like, oh, I'm not a piece of shit, am I? It's like,
Well, I think that's the important part. Being called out or have the feeling of being called out isn't bad on its own. It's
yeah,
just take a moment and look. Like that's why you got to ask yourself questions like, okay, well, why aren't I doing it more? Because the reality is, I'm not screaming about it, but I definitely have shared stuff about it. Because the thing is, no, I really don't know as much as I should know about why this conflict is going on. I definitely am not brushed up on as much of the history or everything that I should be to feel like I can speak on it. I can amplify other people's message. I can obviously just like condemn like what we're doing because yeah, just totally obliterating people is not fucking okay.
yeah,
And I think we all passionately agree with that. I mean, I think we would. Um, and it is hard because yeah, like we live in a world where we have to see this, but we do also have to function and go to work. And I am a sensitive little bitch sometimes. And yeah, I got to go teach kids. So like I can't, but I do interact with this stuff a lot. I do become kind of obsessive. Yeah, I have to know what's happening. I feel like
of
it's
course.
crazy. And I don't know. The world as it exists today is just wild.
Well, yeah, I mean,
So,
same. Like I definitely have.
but it becomes too much.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, if you were to see like my YouTube algorithm, it's just like, oh, okay, this is like the shit.
Yeah,
This
and
is what he
you
sees
need
on a daily. But it's
you do
just,
need something nice to look at.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
And in some ways, I like to think of my art as that, that type of outlet is like that,
Nice.
especially going back to the fan art, I'm very nostalgic on like the 80s, 90s cartoons, like
Yeah.
when like times were simpler and we were more innocent, maybe naive, but like, it's just there was less worry, at least for me back in those days. So it's just like it's nice to like revisit that headspace every now and again when all this shit is happening. So, um,
Yeah. I'm
but
trying to, I mean, how old are you? Are
I'm
we the same age?
37.
I'm about to turn 37.
Oh,
Nice. We are the same age.
are we?
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Are
no,
you, is that hard for you to share?
no, no,
Great.
not really.
Okay.
I didn't think we were that close in age, actually. I don't know why, but
Yeah.
I thought I had a few years on you.
I thought I was older than you.
I am pretty immature, so that's fair.
We're both kind of immature. So, um, hold up. What was I thinking of? Cartoon. What the fuck was I? Why'd I ask you? Oh, I asked you how old you were because I do. I vividly, yeah, I remember a time where obviously cartoons were amazing. Waking up on set for Saturday morning cartoons, like the fucking best. Yo, did you ever watch Gargoyles? Have, have we talked about how great Gargoyles is before? I can't remember. We totally might have. I love Gargoyles.
Dude,
They're amazing.
fuck
I had the
yes.
little action figures. So
Oh
good.
God. The like probably one of the best theme song like opening sequences too. So epic.
Oh my God, so good. And I just thought like it was so interesting how they had like fucking Macbeth in that show or
Mm,
whatever. Like that storyline was wild for Gargoyles.
yeah. And like Odin too. The Eye of Odin.
Yeah, yeah, yes. Odin. Oh my God. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know,
They straight up had magic.
I'm so glad you brought up like Saturday morning cartoons because I've been on this thing because of like the projects I have, like these ideas I have. I've been watching there are these like great YouTube channels that make these like, like 2 hour, 3 hour compilations of all these like old like Saturday morning cartoons. So I mean I'm seeing fucking the Gems, I forget the full title, the girl band, Gems.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah,
Um
yeah.
fucking there was a Karate Kid cartoon. Like some like real like out there stuff too. Bucky O'Hare, it's like this green space like rabbit. And anyway,
We were
um
watching different cartoons apparently.
well, like a lot of this stuff is like from late 80s, early
I was gonna say
90s.
those were the earlier ones.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like I'm talking like, yeah, like Biker Mice from Mars. There's Street Sharks. I mean, I
I
can.
remember Street Sharks.
So I've been, well, I so just because I've been watching more of these, like I'm like
Yeah, you have
remembering
them.
a
Yeah,
lot
you
of these
remember them.
really old cartoons. But
Um,
I mean, again, it's just like, but what I the one of the big takeaways from watching these cartoons was like the the positive messages that they would have like after the show. Like, you
mhm.
watch the episode and like you can like the plot is like specific, and then like, it's kind of like GI Joes when they have like
I
the
was literally just thinking of GI Joe, the
like
PSA at
so
the end.
so many cartoons had that, and I'm like,
Yeah.
there's like a certain purity to that. It's like
Hmm.
it's just so innocent. Like there was no, I mean, not to get into like, certain like political ideologies, like everything was just all like just pure moral standards. Open the door for a lady, like, just like gentlemen like stuff, like just normal stuff. And it's just, I don't know. I was just to see that again, I'm like, oh, like,
It's nice.
it was
It's nice to be
nice.
remembered of a more
Traditional values.
of an easier time. Things were
Yes.
easier because you didn't see all the aspects of the world that made it so complicated.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
it
So
was a smaller world filled with hope,
yeah.
definitely, for the future and just wanting to get to the future, definitely wanting to be grown up. Um, Fuck, I was gonna say something about Saturday morning cartoons, but I can't remember what I was gonna say. They make me feel happy. I like to access that memory of it a lot.
Yeah, well, that's why I make
Um,
that art. That's why, like, yeah, that's why, like, a lot. Like, sometimes I'll throw, when people like flipping through my portfolio and they see like Darkwing Duck or like The Tick or something, they're like, "Oh shit!" Or like Rocco's
hell
Modern Life.
yeah!
I'm like, yeah, man, like, just connecting with people like through like memories like that. I'm like, yeah, bro, you know what's up.
We like sharing these things. Yeah. Well,
But
I feel like even though we know we share a lot of things like in life, like I feel like we all feel like we have such different or unique or isolated lives from each other because we're all in our brains. Like that's all we know. We can't access another person's brain, and then we come across these very specific shared memories, and it's just that moment of wow, we're two very different people, but here we are. We have this exact same experience in this one moment,
yeah.
and that is a really nice connection.
Oh, well, you just sparked up a question for me because like getting into each other's brains. Like, what are your thoughts on Neuralink?
Neuralink. I don't know enough about it.
It's
You like how I loudly and confidently
it's
said that?
yeah, it's like this device that Elon Musk is working on where like people will one day be able to read each other's minds. Like we will communicate through
Right.
being able to read our intentions. Like he believes that we won't have a need to speak with words because we have the Neuralink and we can just read each other's thoughts. That's the
Uh,
goal. Yeah.
I will think um we're probably always gonna speak with words. It's kind of the same thing with art.
Mm.
People love hearing their own voice. Not everybody, but like people like talking. They like the experience of doing it. People like singing. I love. I'm not great at singing. I love singing. So I think that's kind of, assuming people won't want to use their own bodies is weird bullshit. But I think they'll push it, of course. And anything that thinks they can commodify it and make a profit, they'll push it as hard as they can. I'm sure. I personally don't want anyone in my fucking brain if they don't got to be there. You
Yeah.
know. Um.
Yeah, my sort of like speculation is like, you know, I feel like any technological thing is capable of being hacked. So like, God forbid if your
Yeah.
Neuralink gets hacked, like I did an episode about it. I'm like what's gonna happen? Are you gonna have like these sort of like mental pop-ups, like kind of like pop-up ads, but they're like all up in your brain? Like,
In your
oh,
brain, yeah.
what the fuck?
I already have it. It's called ADHD. I don't need that controlled by someone else. That's just some Black Mirror shit. I don't.
It really is, yeah. But there are other like benefits linked to that.
Oh, for sure.
Um,
Medical devices.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, because there's like something I think I won't be able to explain it well, but it's
I
some
saw something that it was helping someone communicate that had issues communicating. I did see
well, not even just
it
the
being.
communication, but something about helping like paraplegic people.
Oh yeah, yeah, because it's reading
Something,
your brain that you're trying to access. Those must be. Yeah, I saw
yeah.
that.
So I mean that's cool, but yeah, like I don't want people in my head.
Mm-mm.
Just me
No,
like being as open as I am has gotten me into enough trouble. So I don't need people going into my head without welcome.
I'm. It's exciting in the way that hopefully it'll continuously push studies on the brain. Um, I do think we need to know more about that because I really don't feel like we respect um, like invisible diseases, things that don't look like they physically affect you, but they're just in your brain, like mental health struggles or just if you're neurodivergent or anything else that's fucking up there. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Um, so hopefully the more we know about that, the more we can, I guess, validate for people those things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy times, Nicole. Crazy times.
It is exciting, crazy, terrifying.
Yeah. 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 All of it. It's
It's
all
a big old mix of shit. Yeah. So
I don't know.
yeah, we got a pretty good seat for it too.
Huh?
Got a good seat for it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I feel like we're a good age to see it all happen.
Yeah, I like to think so.
I mean, no matter what, it's gonna be very interesting. That's definitely at least something I'm pretty happy about having for life because like it's a good attitude. Because no matter what, even if it's fucking the worst thing ever, it's gonna be very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because like I don't know, like I often see like videos of like I guess like Gen Zers like shitting on millennials. I'm like, we've like we've got to experience some shit too that has enabled us to keep our eyes open of certain things. You know what I mean? Like just to
I
be
have not seen these videos. What are the children saying about this?
what's that?
What are the children saying about this? I don't think I've seen these videos.
Well, let me think. I don't know, I guess because like just how forward thinking the next generation is. Um, I don't know, maybe I'm being biased now. I can't think of like a good example.
Oh shit. Well, no, it's hard to think of an example on the spot.
Yeah,
It always
I
is.
guess like I guess like in their eyes we're too traditional for them. But it's just like fuck, if you look at Gen X or the boomers, It's just like,
Yeah.
I just think like, because we didn't grow up with the internet. I mean, we got to see like the beginning of it, but like,
Yeah.
we're talking about a generation that just all they know is the internet, all they know is social media, so they believe they know more than we do. That's kind
That's
of
just fucking kid shit, though. Every
yeah.
teenager ever thinks they know fucking everything. When
I
I
know,
was a
but
teenager, I for sure
I
knew
just feel like
everything.
this. I just feel like this is kind of like so far has been like the worst case of it because of the internet. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Maybe I
There
should.
are stuff I think.
I was gonna say maybe I shouldn't have brought it up because I don't really have much to back that thought up. But
No,
yeah.
it's at least an interesting topic because I do feel like I've heard that. I haven't consumed a lot of videos of that. I have seen videos of millennial. Maybe that's just my algorithm showing me millennials, rebutting videos about that or saying that Gen Z is saying that or making fun of Gen Z for picking up our fashion from the '90s. Which I'm like, why is that even bringing this up? We know fashion cycles. Like that's always been how it goes.
Yeah.
But I think, hold up, there definitely was at least a study that I read that said people feel smarter just having access to information. Like
Mm,
they gave people a test. Yeah, they gave people a test, and like some people could use the internet to look up the answers, and some people couldn't. And like just the people that could look up the answers had a higher, like they felt smarter just because they had access to the information. But yeah, access to information is not knowing information.
oh no. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. There's these videos that my wife will watch on Reels. Like it just drives me nuts. Not that I think I'm smarter, but just like some of the thing like there'll be like these people like going around asking, these kids like I guess Gen Z, like I don't know, some pretty basic questions, and they're just like getting them like wrong. And I mean, well, maybe not you, but like I've seen videos of teachers that are like, these kids, the way they perform is on a much lower grade level than it should. So it's just like, and maybe because of the internet, right? It's like they have all the access, but it's a matter of like what exactly are they accessing? Are they accessing things that are like important, or are they just accessing things that are entertaining and not educational? Um,
Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, as a teen, I accessed the internet, and I don't think it was ever fucking educational. Um, I
yeah,
mean, a
I
lot of
mean, you're
kids now
right.
were
Yeah,
done dirty by COVID. I mean, COVID really fucked education up for like 3 years.
yeah.
So that was intense. And even beyond that, the education system in the US, like at least like it's a funding. It's funding. I mean, we've been adding more kids to a classroom every year. Who the fuck is getting a quality education when you got 28 other students in class with you? Especially if you have any issues, anything that sets you behind, anything that you need a little extra support for. Um, and like we just don't invest in education. So, well, not we, not me and you. We're not making these fucking choices. It's this crazy system that rewards funding based off state testing and taxes in a certain area, which is so fucked up because it doesn't redistribute funds from like so areas that have already have less money now they just get a shittier education. So it's fucked up.
I hope that we can we can do something about the educational system, like, kind of get it back to where it needs to be for the sake of the
We
children.
well not just for us for the
Yeah,
sake of fucking us
yeah.
like it's a we need a fucking cultural shift is part of the problem, and I feel like it's something a lot of us talk about, which is part of why I'm very excited about the younger generations being more progressive because the reality is we're not, I keep saying we, but the government
Yeah.
and overarching, some people in the populace, they don't want to support education. They don't. Fuck, I forgot where I was going with this already because I was trying to think of something else. Damn it, brain. um, Shit, what was I saying, dude? What was I saying?
Well, we're
Something
talking
real fucking.
about the education for our sake.
It's like a whole systematic thing. You know what I mean? Like education itself isn't appreciated, and fuck, it just affects everything. Fuck.
I agree, though. You're right. You are right about
No, I had
that.
a point. It's gone, but
So,
it's just a different approach because we don't invest in people. We have a society that is invested in corporations
yeah.
and sets us up to work for corporations, to feed corporations, to feed, the people at the top more profit. We don't want to invest in people. They want to invest in little as possible because it's not just about education. It's about support for families. It's about mental health support. It's about actual affordable fucking access to resources.
Yeah.
Because, I definitely subscribe to, I forget the fucking name of the guy, but it's like blah, 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 hierarchy of needs where you can't like progress as a person. You can't like heal. You can't like evolve until you actually have your basic needs met, like food and housing and just actual safety and shit.
Yeah.
And those are huge barriers to a large portion of our population.
No, I agree. Yeah. Mm. Well, this is
So this is,
way above my pay grade.
yeah, I definitely do not know enough about this, but
Funny how
I
we got to
am.
that topic, how we got into that.
The problem is I'm a systematic. I keep making triangles. I don't know why. I'm not forming an
Yeah, we
or
are
anything.
Illuminati or some shit.
Say some circles. I'm like a systematic thinker, so that's how I think. Like I think in systems
Like
and
to
how things
triangulate your
connect and like
thoughts.
the working parts.
Yeah.
So I
Triangle.
naturally go there. Triangles.
No. I gotta say, with this being your fourth appearance,
I
this
thought it
might,
was third.
huh?
I thought it was third.
Is it your
Fourth? I don't know. I'm sorry, I interrupted you. We'll have to check.
No, I'm pretty sure this. I'll have to
Why?
check the archives, but I'm pretty sure. I have to check now. It's gonna bother me, but I'm pretty sure this is
Sorry.
your fourth. This is your fourth appearance. Let's see. Hold on. God, this sucks
I'm gonna
for
do a dance.
huh?
Why? Because you upload the video, right? So that way, I guess you could just cut things out too, but
No,
you won't have to cut
I'm
the video
not
out.
gonna
Here we
cut
go.
anything out. This is real shit. This is part of the rated G formula.
Wait. Can I do that thing where I'm like,
You do this.
I didn't do that good, but I'm thinking of Michael Scott in that episode of The Office. And he does that for a bit. Do you remember? They keep making him redo it, and he gets tired. I
Um.
can show them more plants while you keep looking.
Okay. Yeah. Dude. Yeah. Okay. So it's been a year since your last appearance, but this
Damn!
will be your fourth appearance. Crazy.
Wow, that
Yeah.
is crazy.
Yeah.
I'm glad
Um.
we checked.
Yeah. Me too. Because that was gonna drive me nuts. Um. But I feel like this one might it's probably like our most bad at words here. I want to say intellectual. This one's like definitely on the deeper side
Yeah.
in terms of like topics we spoke about. Because like
Hmm.
your last one's like very art based, but now we're like talking societal stuff.
I Well, it's all connected. Gotta make a triangle again.
I gotta incorporate
But
that in your thumbnail now. There's gonna be like a triangle. People are probably gonna be like, "Is this the Illuminati or something?"
make me into that like meme where like the lady she's looking away and like all the math is mathing like over. You know what I'm talking about? But it's triangles. Here, I'll look around like stoically. Like, or, wait, here's a thinking face. Or wait, here's another option. This is me making the triangle, and then you can just put triangles everywhere. There you go.
Perfect. I'm
Wait,
gonna screen cap that. Wait, I need to do like a thing too. Like, all right, so you're doing a triangle.
should we do it at the same time?
Well, because like if you look at thumbnails for other podcasts, like the people always have that like reactionary look. So you got your triangle, and I'll be like, oh,
Yeah.
whoa.
I'd like to, I'm trying to see if I actually have like a fucking triangle somewhere.
Oh.
I don't. Okay, I'm just gonna make the triangle. Wait, I'm out of focus. Come on. Fucking bitch. Come on. All right. Ready? Triangle. There we go. don't die. You're gonna do it at the same time, but you can edit. You can edit it. Change it and edit it.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I should have the thumbnail for our last one was pretty fun.
I don't remember what it was.
I'll show you in 1 second. It's like us like raising our arms. This might be hard to see, but
oh yeah, we were doing something. I remember that now. I remember that. I forget why.
That was fun. Good times. Always a good time when we get to chat.
Yeah. This was a pretty good one. I like it. I definitely had a lot of things on my mind though. And because my master was like, what do you want to chat about? And you're like, whatever. I'm like, because in my mind it was like, which is great. I love when we chat about whatever. I love when we rant for 3 hours and I don't know what we talked about.
So when I say that though, it's kind of like a lie because I have stuff that can steer, but I guess I say that because I want the person to feel that liberty of like they can talk whatever they want to talk. Like they can always propose something to the table, and I'm like, yeah, if you want to talk about that, sure. If there's like
you want it to be organic.
Yeah, but if there is like a moment where we kind of run out of stuff, then I'll probably that's when I like rely on like some of my notes to be like, oh, well, let me pick their brain about this thing. But yeah, I'm glad we were able to make this happen. Although it did not feel like I thought it was 2 years, but according to YouTube, that your last episode was posted a year ago. So
well, I forgot we did that one, so I also thought
if I'll be honest, I don't know. I don't know exactly what was spoken about because I don't think I did any timestamps at that time. Now I'm doing timestamps.
I think I was really tired on that one. I remember it now because I think it was when I was about to get this job. No, it had to have been 2 years ago. I thought it was when. No, I guess we did one when I was gonna get the job, and then one when after I got the job.
Yeah,
I guess so. Whatever.
Yeah, well, I guess to put a ribbon on this. So again, thank you for making the time to do this. I do like to end my podcast with some sort of meaningful quote. This is a new like segment I've been doing now. And this one I felt this one was actually very relatable, especially on the things we spoke about today. Or tonight.
Okay. Hit me with it.
Here we go. This is a quote by Jack Canfield. And he says, successful people maintain a positive focus in life no matter what is going on around them. They stay focused on their past successes rather than their past failures and on the next action steps they need to take to get them closer to the fulfillment of their goals rather than all of the other distractions that life presents to them.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely related.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nicely select. Did you select that while we were talking?
No, that was I
Right?
picked that out this morning.
Hmm,
Yeah.
hmm. Very apt.
I mean, a lot of these quotes are I'll admit, like if there is like something brewing in my head, and yeah,
Mhm.
kind of just go based off of that. But yeah, it still felt relatable to everything else that we spoke about. Um,
Yeah.
is there
Agreed.
anything
This one.
you want to plug for the audience?
Yeah, I don't have much going on that I've posted at the moment or anything. I haven't posted in a really long time. Commissions are open at the moment. In
There
fact,
you go.
when we go into summer, I have more time. Uh, there will be more art soon. Um, I actually think I might start posting more content about actually just making art, more how tos and stuff because I'm already teaching and I feel like I got
Hmm,
some really streamlined tips for some stuff. So I think I'm just gonna throw it on the internet.
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try to sell it to people. Just gonna give it to you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so yeah, to piggyback on that, if you want to follow Nicole on Instagram, you have a Facebook too, right? Uh
Yeah, but I don't really do that.
okay, so
Mostly
Instagram,
Instagram.
uh AC underscore industries, that's ACEY underscore industries. You can check out her wonderful art. Um
Mm-hmm.
plants and just like other
Yeah,
stuff that she likes to share during in her day-to-day life. And yeah, I'm excited to see what you'll have in store for us when you get back on that grind and share more of your
yeah.
other stuff. So yeah, be sure to
Thank
check her
you.
page out, especially now that you know she's open for commissions. You can check out, you know, her craft and what she's capable of, and perhaps that'll entice you to commission some work from her.
Yeah, I make good work. So I can't. I don't have it right now. Just trust me. Trust me. I sound trustworthy.
Okay.
Trust me.
All the links will be provided in the description of the episode. So
Yeah.
yeah. Um, any last words for the audience?
No, no. Thanks for tuning in. Have good shits. Godspeed. Be happy. Have compassion for yourself. And thanks for having me on the podcast again.
Such a pleasure. I'm so glad we got to catch up again.
Yeah,
Uh,
this is a good one.
yeah. So there you have it, folks. Thank you for joining us. Um, and as always, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay driven. And we shall catch you on the next one. Peace out.